Hello and welcome to another Dev Q&A. We're going to bring Phil in here. Dude, how did I forget how to bring in people? All right, Phil. Good to have you in here, bro. All right, so let's start with the first question, okay? From Funyuns. When's the taco getting added? What I can tell you guys is that we have the taco truck fully designed, and today I can give an announcement about how the taco is actually going to be introduced into the game. So there's basically this taco character that we designed. I think it was almost like someone made a joke about it, and then and that was like a year ago. And but for the longest time, we had technical issues with being able to use the taco in game. But we got those all fixed, and so the taco character is ready. The taco hoodie is ready. Taco skateboard just needs to be finished real quick, but that's like a small thing. It's just gonna be like a hot sauce packet skateboard. And then, and basically there's gonna be this little taco truck that you go inside and you can get a taco box for gold inside. And then you open up the taco box and it's kind of got like a hacker box style loot table with taco hoodie, taco skateboard, taco egg, and then there's shiny versions of that. And it's gonna be in Rancho Bamba. It's just like a little kind of like side content basically. But Funyuns has been waiting a long time for this to be a reality. So next question here is, when will the next island and season come out? Phil, what do you think about people calling areas in the game islands? This has been just like a...
This is a new thing, and I think it might go away once there's a mini map. Once there's a mini map that players can access.
Yeah.
I think once there's a map, people will stop thinking of areas as islands. It's strange because once you leave OG Island, I don't think you traverse any more water, do you?
No, not really. And
gotta just, I mean, if the world is made up of islands, there's only two of them, basically.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that like Tory Village is on the continent, right? But like for some reason, people call it Tory Island, and it's like an emergent thing. And it's not just March who does this; it's everybody. It's or like maybe March might have popularized the idea of calling like, Rancho Bamba a separate island. Like maybe when you go through the forest, you're like going like some kind of forest bridge into another island. But this seems to be like an emergent property of Pow Vista that people call the areas islands. But this is beside the point of what he's really asking is, when's Icefall going to come out?
Right.
And I think I've promised for the last two Q&As that it would be out within a week. But let me share with you guys some things that have been that still need to be done before we can release it. So number one, I realized that like the Icefall NPCs needed to be more interesting, so we redesigned 3 of them. And by NPCs, I mean the mobs that are going to be in Icefall.
Enemies. Yeah.
And I want those to come out right away when Icefall comes out. I don't want to like have Icefall out with like no new mobs, right? But we got those done this week. So we have the Mammoth is fully designed and rigged. Penguin is fully designed and rigged, and Snow Fox is totally designed and rigged, and we got their hoodie versions. The Mammoth hoodie still needs to be finished though, and I think the Penguin hoodie also still needs to be finished. But they're like in progress and like just days away, just like hanging in there, guys. And then the other thing that needs to be changed needs to be done before we're ready to release is we need to just finalize getting everything set up in the town with like the NPCs. And I've already got the NPC dialogue, by the way, Phil, set up for all that. And the idea for the town is going to be there's this kind of like the Tory village has like the Tory people in it. The people in Icefall are known as the Ice Fawn, and they're kind of like these ice goats.
The Ice Fawn.
The Ice Fawn. ICEFAUN. And they
like Narnia.
Kind of, yeah. So they've got these like long horns, and like the female horns look different than the male horns, so they kind of have some cool variety in the NPCs. And they've all got like they're like basically like a now this is where you're gonna have to really hear me out on this. They're like an ice drilling town. And it's almost like a gold rush town, but it's like an ice rush town because
they like sell ice to other like Rancho Bamba.
Yeah. Well, this is getting. Hey, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, see that's going to definitely be part of it. But the as we get ready for the ice skill is going to have different tiers of ice that are rarer forms of ice. Like for example, black ice is going to be a slightly rarer form than normal ice.
Yeah.
And then we've got other things.
Or like glacier ice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it scales all the way up to blood ice, which is like literal blood frozen. And yeah, and it gets really, so like another thing we've done this week is we've really formalized, and when I say we, I mean just me. I've really formalized what the ice skill is going to be. And so
yeah, nice.
I know we're kind of going a little crazier than what the scope of what this question was, but I'm just trying to, because my answer is not a great answer. My answer is like, I can't tell you exactly when it's going to come out, but it's going to come out as soon as possible. And yeah, sorry for the delay, but let me just give you a preview on the ice skill. So this is where it is right now. Okay, so there's going to be a slight expansion to the water skill, just a small expansion, and here's the expansion to prepare for the ice skill. You're going to have this like glass syringe type skateboard with 4 cube tanks on it. Okay, so you got to really use your imagination here. So
yeah,
imagine a glass, almost like a vape tank, right? Like what people like. Think about someone holding a vape, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, that like square type thing. Anyway, imagine your whole skateboard as a big vape tank, but it's got like 4 reservoirs on each side, and they're big squares. In fact, maybe I should just show you guys. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully I don't leak anything too confidential here, but so, and I'm calling it the jug, okay? So I don't know can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen, Phil?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So this thing is like a syringe. It's like got a point to it, right? Do you see this? And the idea is that you knock into an NPC to kind of like withdraw its blood into the skateboard, and each time you hit it, it doesn't do any. Well, it does 1 damage, but it doesn't give you any experience. It just gives you water experience because you're extracting the water from the NPC, and you fill up one of the tanks with each poke, and you basically are poking the NPC. And the reason we're doing this is because this is the tool or the contraption that you will use to carry the water that will be used to create the ice. And so you can we're also going to make it so you can like run into a fountain to like fill it up with water.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're going to be able to, so there's going to be tier 1 is just normal water ice. Tier 10, aka level 10, will be muddy water, which freezes to become muddy ice. There's also slime, so like you're going to be able to like ram into a yellow slime, creature, and then you'll be able to extract the slime and make slime ice cubes with that. So basically, okay, so once you got the liquid in the jug, aka the syringe skateboard, you're going to be able to put this skateboard into a freezer, and it basically becomes like an ice tray, where after like, let's say a minute and a half, you take out this contraption out of the freezer, and you can crack it open for 4 ice cubes, and then you're going to use a knife or some kind of tool to etch these ice cubes into ranged weapons like snowballs and ice javelins.
What? Ranged weapons in Pow Vista confirmed?
Oh, definitely, 100%. In fact, we are working on getting that ready for beta. So some of the new things we're going to be able to see in beta for people who've got beta test accounts is we're going to be adding the ranged weapons, which will start off as just like something really janky that just works. And then we're going to fine tune it. But yeah, we want to have.
I'm so curious to see what it'll turn into. If it's just going to be like infinite range until it hits a wall, or if it falls after a certain distance.
So I'm actually curious about your thoughts on that, because we could do just like you throw it and then you have to hit the other person, like they can move out of the way, right? That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is more like RuneScape, where you launch the projectile and then it hones in on.
Like a mage attack.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it hones in on the enemy. I
think it'd be so cool to do the skill shot route. Basically, it's either, is it going to be a point and click, or is it going to be a skill shot? And I mean, maybe the people can chime in the chat here, but I think skill shot is the way to go.
I think I agree with you,
especially with a tile-based game.
The only downside is going to be the speed at which you really can't have anything slow. faster than a player for the projectile.
Really?
And here's why. So because of the networking. So basically, you can't make it to where it looks like you hit someone, but you didn't hit them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me think about this more clearly. So,
Yeah,
like,
I think I understand what you're saying, but yeah.
the reason why in RuneScape, for example, it doesn't just throw an arrow and like hit you is because they have game ticks every 0.6 seconds, and you just need to be able to sync up. So, like in RuneScape, there are certain like boss projectiles and things like that, but they move slowly because
Right.
you have to have like time to get out of the way and time to like you need to have enough time that's like shared within like by the client and the server to like
Yeah.
to make it so that like you didn't like just dodge. And like lots of multiplayer games like have like kind of like interesting ways of getting around this problem of like how do I make it so that you know a really fast thing on screen is like synced up with everyone.
Yeah.
But we can do it. But like I'm trying to think like how fast can a snowball come at you at like the speed of like a player and it still looks okay?
I guess that's just something to test.
Yeah, we'll test it.
Says I'd want whatever is less stressful on the servers. It'd suck if these new ranged attacks cause server issues, and it looks like lots of people agree with that.
Yeah, that's. I just want to. I just want to reiterate, like, guys, I'm so sorry about the current server issues. I promise they'll be fixed. This is a difficult situation where we're having to do this QA in like the middle of a war, essentially, and.
In the middle of a war?
Yeah. It's like
Is there a war going on?
No, I mean like the war, like with like the lag, like what I mean is like a devastating thing everyone has to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that we're all going through right now due to
Great Depression,
due to our mistakes as well. So it's almost like if I'm like, you know, Kim Jong-un going up in front of North Koreans saying like, just wait till we get ranged weapons, guys. It's gonna be great. And they're like, can we just have like food every day to eat? That would be like the first step.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, is this gonna take away from our food? If it's gonna take away from our food, can we like not have this new thing? But
right. Exactly. I think that's what everyone's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's great to hear that you guys are fixing that. And also, just I wanted to say about the icefall thing. I think everyone can appreciate that. Even if you want the cake that's in the oven right now, you don't want to eat like a half-baked cake that's like all raw inside. So I think it's a wise move you're doing to wait until icefall is fully baked.
Sure. I totally agree with you. And with that said, though, maybe like, once the cake's out, maybe we can like add some sprinkles and like add some candles on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this, I put some optional questions at the end of some of these Q&A submissions. And so one thing that's kind of up for discussion here is someone said that if they could magically add anything to Pow Vista with no limits, what would it be? And they said making hoodies wearable for pals. And what's really interesting about this this suggestion is that if we could solve one critical issue with the game, we would be able to solve this one as a byproduct. Because one of the big problems with the game is that when you buy a new character and you wear a hoodie, it basically just hides your character. And I wanted to bring up like 3 options for how we could solve this problem. Yes. And we could even do all 3. So one way is we could just have like a version where like you take your hood down, and like your head is like popping out of the top of the hoodie. I guess one of the technical challenges with that would be like if you're like a Yeti, you would have like a small body. If you had like the hoodie body with like a Yeti head on top of it, you would look smaller. Yeah. So like we have to like make big hoodie versions, right?
And small hoodie versions.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, yeah. Oh, like plop sized?
Plop or taco size, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The taco thing's just like that's like a non-starter. Like how would that even work? I don't know. Like you have to create another version. Okay, so here's another idea I had. So like, have you ever seen someone like wrapping their hoodie around their neck and like tied in the front, kind of like you're a sailor or something like that? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So like we could do something
100%.
Like that, and I feel like that would actually be like very easy to implement because it would be like a new 3D model that just goes on top of the current 3D model, and we could just have like modifiers to make it bigger for the bigger NPCs.
Right. Yeah.
And so it'd almost be like a cape at that point. So like when you're wearing the hoodie, it's like you have a different cape on. You know what I mean? So that's one
Yeah.
option. And then I had another option. Oh, the other option is like you tie it around your waist. Like,
Right. That's what I was thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
just right now.
So
Yeah.
you could do tied around your waist. I don't know like how that would look style wise for either of
Right.
those. We'd have to get like tests and try it out.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that, Phil.
I think having the hood down option is definitely the coolest. I think on theme with the Pow Vista sort of punk skater thing. Um, it would be awesome if there's a hood down feature. Yeah, that's my favorite. But in a world where you can magically wave your wand and add anything, it'd be cool if you could also have the option to put it around your waist or whatever,
Yeah.
around your shoulder like a
Yeah.
cape.
The problem is that if you can do the hood down thing, then you don't even need the other options basically. And like the thing is
Right.
those other
Yeah.
options were like ways to get around having to do the hood down.
Right.
But like
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
we got to
I
just
can
do
imagine
it.
this would take a lot of work, and it would definitely help if Pal Vista was only limited to maybe three types of basic character shapes. The large, normal, and small.
Sure. And
It
if
would
any
definitely help for scaling because there's so many hoodies, and then I think you'd have to do your own pixel art for your own UV map for every model. Because I
yeah.
can't imagine it transferring too easily from the. I'm just thinking about the scale, the amount of work that would go into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the one way to do it would be you just have one extra model for every character, and that's the version of the model that has the hoodie on it.
Right.
And then you would make it so that any hoodie texture can plug into that as like a second
Right.
material, and then it would like stretch. The only problem is
Oh,
that
so okay, yeah,
the only
yeah,
downside to that method is that things like the gargoyle hoodie that have like wings and look sick, um, that would be like you'd need another model for that one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You'd need like a gargoyle wearing a gargoyle hoodie model.
With it down,
And
yeah,
then you'd also need but then when they put their hood up, they like shrink down to a normal hoodie, unless you then make another version where the hoodie is
yeah,
up. And so like, unless I'm missing something here and I just don't have the required expertise, which is why this week I have been reaching out to people that I think might be able to help us on this, but I'll have more news on that later.
yeah.
But
Awesome. The Lithium has a question if you're ready for a
go
new
for it.
topic. He's asking, will there be new quests upon release in the new region, or will they'll be added later
Okay, so they will be added
in
later.
Icefall?
They will be added later because the thing is, we're not even done with quests in Rancho Bamba yet. So yeah, initially there will be no new quests, and now what I'm really curious about. You know what? I'm just gonna do this, guys. I'm gonna put a straw poll in the chat because actually I'm just gonna type a message and then you guys can react up or down. Okay. So the question is, do the quests in Pow Vista right now suck?
Do they suck?
And I'm gonna put an up arrow and a down arrow.
Okay, that was you. Okay, got it.
Okay.
I thought it
All
was
right.
somebody just immediately
So
said,
what are the
yes, they suck. Wait. Is the up arrow, yes, they suck?
Okay. Just to be clear, the up arrow is they do suck.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's an affirmative.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
they do suck.
They suck.
I think it'd be easier to just put a statement.
I got it.
Because
They don't suck. Okay, I know it's a little backwards.
yeah.
Okay, see,
Yeah. And I've got to say they do suck. I'm with the people who say they do suck. I mean, think of one Pow Vista quest that's actually good. The Ember Mod Challenge. Like, that's the one.
I mean, but is that even a good quest? Or like, let's say
it's the least crappy,
yeah, what you're talking about is like just like might be just that you liked that you got to like kill the boss. You know what I mean, right?
Right, yeah.
It's not that you like actually enjoyed the quest, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
this goes to kind of a deeper problem with the game. I hate to say, like, I am hesitant to make more quests when the quests suck. And I'm just gonna be upfront with you guys. When I think about RuneScape quests, I also think they suck. So that's what makes it kind of difficult because this is a game that follows a similar type game to RuneScape. Now, some people love RuneScape Quest though. That's the thing. So
I'm
like,
a big fan of the monkey madness. I'm a really big fan of even those smaller ones like Farmer John and the Baker in Lumbridge. And those quests are so nostalgic for me. Oh, you know what? The fisherman in Tory Village with Schwab's basement. I That's a good quest in my opinion.
okay,
It's a good little quest. You don't
so
have to travel very far though. It's almost like I want to have to travel more. I want to be put to work.
we got to talk about the weak points of Pow Vista Quest because I think the one of the big weak points, besides just the straight up bugs that were happening before, um, is I think those quest cutscenes just don't really do a lot for the player, and it's just kind of like, can I get done with this already? And like anything that stops your
Yeah, the
player,
chicken one. Yeah.
anything that stops your player, and then like another player comes out and says, "Well, what about this?" And then another player comes out, or like another character comes out. It's just like, bro, like this is getting old, and I think we gotta like simplify those. And I played this Pokemon mod called
Yeah.
Pokemon. Gosh, I can't remember what his name. It's something like Unbound. Oh yeah, Pokemon Unbound.
Yeah.
And dude, they have quests in there that are just so good because you know a quest has like an NPC has a quest because they have a little bubble over their head with like a little dot 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 and like a
Nice.
little
Yeah.
like in a little white bubble, you know, over their head.
Yeah.
And I think something like that where you have like the option to start the quest but not the obligation.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what makes RuneScape Quest good too, because think about like in RuneScape, you're not just like walking and trying to follow your friend, and then like a gang of NPCs comes out and like surrounds you, and they're like, "Hey, can you help? Can you help, please?" And then it's like you're just spam clicking to get through it. Um,
Yeah.
I think, and then here's another thing. One of the problem with the quest is that, I mean, I don't know how much this is really needed, but this is just one way you could look at it. Is like there is kind of a lost opportunity in some of the quests to actually explain the game and explain like cool things about the game. Like
Yeah.
if I could have like a dream quest, it would be one that like explains PAL smuggling and in a cool way, you know, like in a really cool way,
Yeah.
where like you have to smuggle something important.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like you have to deliver a note and to this person, but you have to go through this checkpoint. And if you have the note in your inventory, they say, "Hey, you can't," or maybe they take it away or something like this.
Yeah.
Like you have a package and they aggro on you or whatever. But if you put it inside of your pal, you can walk through and they don't stop you. That's genius.
Yeah, that might work. Yeah. So like, but it would have to be like super
Maybe
clear.
some
I mean,
drugs.
yeah, some moon clovers or something.
The moon
Yeah,
clover.
but
Yeah.
let's see. Let's read some of the. Do you want to read some of these chat messages because we got some good
Yeah,
thoughts
go
in
ahead.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got. They're okay for OG Island. They're kind of tutorial and brings you to the correct places. The oil quest was the
Yeah.
only quest I honestly liked because there felt like a story was being told. That's the one with Tanka, where you get the
Yeah.
save the base skateboard. And then we got. I honestly just expected Icefall quest to do just that. A tutorial for some kind of the ice mechanics. That would be great.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially so like the thing I want to get out first is the ice skill, and then I think we're gonna have to do something with like the other quests in the game where we just like strip out some of this, like some of these things where you get stuck and the NPCs
Well,
come up to
that,
you.
yeah.
I got those ideas from like Pokemon, you know, like when you're walking in Pokemon and then like you stop and an NPC comes up to you, you know, like your rival
Right.
comes up to you. The problem is
Yeah.
I think they're just a little much right now, and yeah, I think maybe that can't be like overused. Like maybe that can be used one time or something. But
Yeah.
it can't be like every quest starts that way. Um, do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm a big fan. I don't know how other people feel about this. Maybe you have some thoughts on this, but I'm a huge fan of the small, insignificant side quests being scattered around the map as little nuggets of like content to find and discover by yourself. Like maybe there's a house where somebody's sick and there's like an old couple and the grandma's like, "I just need to cook up some bacon for my husband." And then you have to give her like a raw chicken raw bacon skateboard, and then but she doesn't tell you where to find it or anything. You just have to like you come across later. You're like, oh, Ariel sells raw bacon skateboards. Maybe I should bring this to that person, and then
Yeah.
you get some sort of reward. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of quests that are in Pokemon Unbound, which is that mod
I
I
love
was
that.
playing.
Yeah.
And it's like you go into a house and you see a little like signal over their head, so that way
Signaling to you. Yeah.
that way you don't have to like talk to every single NPC if you don't want. Like you know if
Yeah,
it's
that
like
can be cumbersome.
the
Yeah.
thing is we want to make sure it's clear to the player if like talking to an NPC will do nothing except for just kind of like give you a little one-liner from the NPC. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if
Yeah.
there's something important, we want it to be like visible. Okay, someone else says early RS quests were just really simple. Complex quests take a while to develop and are really hard to make. I like introductory quests. Techno says, I like the Oi quest and how you get introduced to the Tori disintegrator by exploration of the basement. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. What's funny is when that quest came out, that Tori disintegrator was not there, but we added it because someone said we should add it. Okay, so next question. And by the way, Phil, would you mind, dude? Can I send you access to view the questions on email? Okay, so I just sent you an email to open up the questions. But I'm going to read the next question. So here it is. This is actually a suggestion. A suggestion I have, and one I think others have as well, is we could add a skating area to the game that gives a decent amount of skating XP and is fun. I'm so glad that you sent in this question, Igor I5, because I wanted to talk to Phil about this separately. Dude, I really think Phil's been suggesting this for a long time, that we add some kind of race into the game. I think we need like some kind of skate course or like a track or even just a path through each city that's kind of like in the vein of like a RuneScape agility rooftop type thing. But this is some kind of skate, way to skate around the city. And then every time you complete a loop, you get like bonus skate experience. And this is the idea of having some kind of like skate area to train skate where you're not like just grinding the same obstacle ad infinitum. What are your thoughts on this, Phil?
I love it, and I think for my dream like race thing to happen, you'd have to have like some kind of variables in speed where doing a trick, there's a trick that gives you like a 1.05 speed multiplier to be able to get ahead and stuff like that. But you're just talking about just an agility course, basically, right?
Well, dude, hear me out on this. Hear me out on the speed thing, because I think you can actually race in Pow Vista without any speed modifiers, and it's still a competitive race. And here's why. Think about real life. Okay?
Yeah.
In real life, when we race, there's still like a human speed limit, right? You can't get over like 20 miles per hour, right? Or can you?
Yeah.
Does anyone know if you can get over 20 miles per hour running?
I don't know if it's that important.
But okay, think about it this way. Imagine the human speed limit is 20 miles per hour, both of us.
Yeah.
Like we're both evenly matched. Is there any point of us racing? I think there still is, because it's about the mistakes we make that causes one person to win.
I think a better example would be in NASCAR, all of them basically have the same top speed, and they're using their skills and other things to get ahead.
Sure, yeah. But if you think about Pow Vista, like for example, this one guy was like, he was like grinding his skate level in like a loop on Tory Village next to the bank. And I thought he was a guy that I was supposed to meet to like give him a hacker box or something. So I was like, I went over and was like skating around the loop with him, but like I was like trying to race him and like beat, like get a, because like it's like the turns are where like
corners.
When you cut the turn, that's how you like get in front of the person.
Yeah.
And so like, but I was actually able to like pretty much almost like get in front of him and almost like loop him one time. So like, I still think that just like making turns and like, or like another way to think about it is like if you've ever like played one of those like at a drop party where we're playing Juggernaut and like one person has like PowBucks in their inventory and they're getting killed. there is like a sense where even though the top speed is the same, you're still able to outrun everybody because you just don't
Yeah.
get stuck on the wall and you don't like walk on the grass.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and like this
Right.
course could have like a one tile little like clearance where it's like, if you don't go through that one tile, you like walk on the grass and have to start over
Oh,
running.
you know what? Yeah, it really is made on those tighter corners, like because in the power plant where there's a the zigzag up, and it's one tile wide.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a
that's a
perfect
great
example.
example of somewhere where it's like I've done it perfectly where I've gone the most efficiently fast way possible, and then there's other times where I keep on messing up and aren't walking forward.
Exactly, exactly. So we could
Yeah.
take it doesn't have to be that extreme, but we could have moments where it is that extreme. You know what I mean? And like as long as
Yeah.
it's not like wearing the person down, and like as long as the skate experience is worth the extra work, we could
Yeah.
have these courses that kind of have little challenges like that as you go. But then like the bonus skate experience you get at the very end is like a huge amount or something like the
Yeah.
last trick. And the way you could do that is just like the last trick gives
Oh,
you a
just
bunch of
have
skate
the
experience.
flash trick. Yep.
But like to
Yeah.
get, it's just kind of like the same thing in Wildering Forest, where that big, you can do that big skate jump to get a lot of experience, but then you have to
Yeah.
like run around to do it again. We
Right.
could do something like that in each town, and that'd be kind of cool. That's just one idea
That
for,
would be cool. Yeah. A little circuit.
yeah. And then on top of that, dude, I really want to, not to digress too much here, but adding grinding to the game would just be so sick. And by grinding, I don't
So
mean
sick.
leveling up. I mean like skateboarding, like with your trucks grinding on the
On a
rail.
rail. Yeah.
And there are so many ways we could do this. We could have it like Ratchet and Clank, where you're like on like
Trying to
suddenly
keep
it
the
becomes
balance.
the game turns into Temple Run or Subway Surfer,
Yeah.
like when you're doing a grind. We could do it that
Yeah.
way. We could also do it where it looks more like just like a normal skate trick, but like anytime you're near a grindable ledge, you can like basically press a button or do like maybe rotate your character in a certain direction to like make them grind on the ledge.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of like a simpler version.
Yeah. Mario Kart World has done it really phenomenally by, just making it so intuitive. All you do is kind of just drive toward the rail as it goes up, and then you're just automatically kind of glued to it.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do, something like that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds the best. And once we have that, that's just gonna make the skate skill so much more fun. Now, should there
Yeah.
be? And then I think now that we've got different tricks, we could also have like grind tricks, and we could also have a better UI for selecting those, and then on top of that, we could have doing better tricks gets you more experience.
Yeah.
Might be better. And someone mentioned doing combos. Might be a cool thing. Like if we like kind of basically did something like Tony Hawk, where like you get combos for having a train of
For the
tricks.
amount of yeah, I think having some sort of XP multiplier. I was talking to somebody earlier in the Discord about having, for 360 you get like a 2 times multiplier on the
Oh,
XP earned,
exactly.
and then it just kind of compounds.
Yeah.
Straul says, Steven, you said in another Q&A that you had ideas about ice also being used for shortcuts. Is that still an idea that you want to implement, or have you and the other devs gone a different direction?
So yeah, absolutely, we still want to implement that. So those tiers of ice that I was talking about earlier. So we got level 1 is okay. Let me just look up the tiers of
Just
ice.
normal ice, water ice.
Yeah, no, level 1 is just normal ice. Level 10 is muddy water, like the move that your swamp. Wait, what's the name of the Mudkip last to evolve form again?
Right, like mud surf or something. I
Yeah,
actually
it's
don't
called
know.
Muddy Water is the name of that move, and I always love that move.
Muddy water. Right, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
in Pow Vista,
so let me get
what
that.
is that? Water clap.
Tsunami clap. Okay, so here's what. Okay,
Tsunami
you're gonna love this, dude. You're gonna love this. So here are the
Yeah.
tiers of water, and then the respective ice that they create. Okay, So
Yeah.
water can be frozen to make normal ice. That's at level 1. Water to collect it, and then level 1 ice to freeze it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got level 10 is muddy water that freezes to become muddy ice. Okay.
Yeah.
Level 20 is milk, which freezes to become ice cream. Okay.
Nice.
Just hear me out on this, okay? Hear me out. Okay. Level 30.
It's cooking,
Just
boys.
think about this. How would you get milk in Pow Vista?
You go to a cow and you put your hands on the udders and start yanking. What?
Just describe it like you put your hands on the cow. It's funny. Okay. I'm gonna edit that part out. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so think about how you could use your syringe skateboard.
No, yeah, Dionoma has the same exact idea. Everyone's upvoting it. Milk the cow in Rancho. But okay, go ahead.
Exactly.
Steven.
No, exactly. He's right. I was also thinking. Now this is kind of a stretch here. Okay, this might be
Okay, I'm ready.
going
for
too
it.
far. Okay, so remember how you like have that jug skateboard, which is the thing with the point on the end that you ram into certain NPCs to poke them and get their liquid out. So
Right.
you could like ram into like one of the female mammal NPCs, like a ground bunny or
Female mammal, so not even a cow, but just any of the female like humanoid.
Yeah, well, don't say humanoid. But yeah, like you could like basically like ram into like a
a fey leaf?
no, because a fey leaf actually gives you fey water, which is like the tier 50.
Oh,
so
okay,
like
so you're just milking all these NPCs. Wow.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay, it's just one idea, okay? Because like the idea is that every NPC will like give you blood when you poke the NPC, but like
I feel like you should be getting like medicinal XP, like some kind of medicine for like sticking a syringe in all these things.
yeah. Well, we could always do that. Okay, but okay, let's move forward. So we got at level 30 water, you collect coal water, which you can also like just mix some coal with like normal water and create.
Yeah.
And then that becomes black ice when you freeze it. And then at level 40, we have slime that becomes slime ice. And then at level 50, and that's like a yellow ice. And then, so you can create yellow snowballs with that. And then at level 50, we got fey water, which freezes to become fey ice. And that's kind of like, you can think of that as it's either going to be like rainbow water or like pink water.
Right.
That becomes like pink ice. And then level 60, we have venom, which you can get from poking a silken, or maybe you can also like extract it from like a serpent. To have like the venom liquid filled up inside of your jug, and then you can freeze that to make venom ice, which is like green ice. And then and then there's
venom
also
ice sounds sick.
And then there's also just at tier 70, there's death carbon. Gets filled up in your thing, and then when you freeze it, it becomes dry ice. So like smoky,
that's sick,
smoky
dude.
ice, you know,
That's
like,
sick.
and it could also be like black, like death carbon, you know, like black and purple, and like, you know, and then the tier 80 would be blood, and that you freeze that to make blood ice, which is like a dark red, you know, ice that would be kind of like a, you know, and then, okay, so. Here's the idea. So you have those ice cubes that you can make, but there's also just like the ice in the game world, right? So like the ice that right now is an ice fall is just like level 1 ice. But the idea that the question was about was, can we have like different types of ice on the ground that you need a certain ice level to slide across in order to basically create shortcuts in the game?
Okay.
So like, let's say you're like level 50 ice, and you're like in like a top tier like ice dungeon, and there's a way to like do a quick exit out of the dungeon by like sliding across the blood ice to get to the exit to get out of the dungeon more quickly. That's like the basic idea. So yeah, that's still in our back pocket. But to answer the question, gosh, that was quite the question answer. Anyway, all right, so we got, here's the next discussion question here. So let me read off this player's thoughts about Pow Vista. So in response to what's your favorite thing about Pow Vista? The response is grinding out levels and collecting rare items. What's the most annoying part about Pow Vista? Hey, this is pretty good. I cannot think of anything annoying about Pow Vista. All right, great. If you could magically add anything to Pow Vista, no limits, what would it be? a way to lock rare skateboards, pals, and hoodies I want to keep so I don't accidentally lose them.
Yeah. Yeah, like almost like like in Pokemon Go, you put like a little favorite. You like click the star so that you don't accidentally transfer them.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
interesting. So like you can't even trade them. You can't trade
A
them.
POW collection filter. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you can't trade them. You can't disintegrate them. It's basically just a lock. Yeah.
Yeah, great idea. Okay, so up next question. This question. Okay, this question is: can I just watch the Q&A without asking the questions or anything live? The answer is yes. Okay. Next question from Straul, who or Strawell, who we just heard from. When will pals have skills available to train? I mean, we can take this a couple of different ways.
You
Currently,
can take this a couple of different ways. Yeah.
currently you can train the skills of your pal, but this gets me thinking about when are we going to have, when are we going to allow pals to do higher tier things, right? Like chop higher tier trees, do more things that are more valuable, because anytime a
Yeah.
pal can do anything
Yeah.
under the current regime, anytime a pal can do anything, it basically becomes something that you can run a bot and get unlimited of whatever that thing is, right? Because you can
Right.
just leave
Yeah.
your pal going forever. So that's why we need to add the cost or that we need to add the cost to having your pal do stuff. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we already planned to do that, but do you want to talk about that, Phil?
Yeah, well, D mentioned something, and I'd love to talk about this. He says it's a bit annoying when pals fill up on regular skateboards and don't pick better things up. I've had this idea for a while that I think it'd be so sick if you could give your pal a specific like not occupation, what's the word for it, like a vocational calling, if you could train your pal to either be a banker or a warrior or a chef, and it gives them special things. For example, the chef would be able to withdraw items from your bank to cook on a fire that it finds somewhere,
I completely
maybe it's
agree.
mom's oven or something. And
Or
then a banker would solve Dolan's thing, which is a banker would be able to note any item it loots. It's automatically bank noted, so it can stack regular skateboards. It can stack any of the loot that you find. Basically, everything it picks up becomes a noted thing. And then a warrior would have something special where it automatically attacks mobs without you even aggroing it. It just goes and kills anything on a combat tile, basically.
yeah,
Maybe that's the hunter vocational calling.
that's great.
But how cool would that be if you had these different, professions that you could give to your pals, and it would cost a lot of resources to do that, or something,
I
maybe
totally
gold
agree.
in a pal university
And
in
there's
Hype
so many
City.
ways we could make we could add complexity to this. So we could make it
Yeah.
so that like only pals of a certain type can have a certain vocational calling.
Yeah.
We could like, for example, only water pals can fish, and do all the fish related things.
Higher level things.
We could
Yeah.
also have it so that there's a certain like randomness to like when a pal hatches, what its
What
specialty
trait?
is.
What its vocational trawling
Yeah,
is.
yeah. And that could even be like a separate thing, like a trait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right, like
you
angry
know,
or sweet. Yeah.
yeah, or like, the trait could just be called like, bank or something, or banker, or like that could be like
Yeah.
a trait where this pal is able to bank its stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's a bad example because it's like everyone would want that one, right? But it'd be cooler
Yeah.
if there were like three different ones that like were interchangeable and had different trade-offs. And then each time you
Yeah.
hatch a pal, it's like you don't know which one you're going to get. But then on
Yeah.
top of that, it'd be cool if like a shiny pal, you can like just override and like, or it can do all
You just
three, or you
choose.
get to choose which one
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
And then, because I really like the part of your idea where, you as the player are getting to choose, kind of where you go, basically. Almost like you can think of it as like a skill tree where
Yeah.
you're choosing which direction to go, and then you unlock new Skill's a bad word because we already have skills, but you unlock
Right.
new abilities
Abilities, yeah.
or tasks, PAL tasks,
Yeah.
as you go on this skill tree. I think I like that because, I mean, that's just going to make the game more have more like player agency.
Interesting. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
exactly, it'll make it more interesting, and the players will get to do like cool things we didn't expect, by
Yeah.
combining some of these different things. So, and this could even go as far as like we could play around with this, like this pal gets like double XP, but it only collects half the resources. Which this is a idea borrowed from Techno from another idea for the game for like certain tools, but you could have things like that, right? Like abilities like that for the pal.
Yeah.
Or like this pal literally doesn't gain any XP except for, giving it little XP gems or something.
It's like a runt.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a run. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. This pal never grows. That's another one, right?
Yeah.
Like this pal never gets bigger in size.
Or imagine if there's like a 1 in 100 that'll be like a big POW or a small POW, and it's like 1.5 times the size of a normal POW.
Bro, we gotta have fat pals, dude.
POW, right? It's just like stretched out along the X and, Y axis.
Like buff pals as well. Like it's conformed to like a 6-pack and stuff. That'd be crazy.
Oh my goodness.
We could also have male and female pals. Oh, okay.
And we could have lengthy pet. We could have really tall and really short.
This could get out of hand.
Wow, it could get out of hand quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love these ideas though that quickly get multiplied and quickly spread out to every single pal, where you make one change and it makes a big impact on the game.
Yeah.
Or its effects are seen by all players.
Yeah, Dianema said, or gosh, I keep wondering if I'm saying this name wrong. Dionama. That's probably how you say it.
Dionama.
Yeah, exactly. You could add it to levels. Okay, so like when a pal gets to a certain level, they unlock new things. I agree with that, and you could also have that with each specific skill as well. Okay, so moving on here, we have fire and nature bosses. Are all elements planned to eventually have a boss?
100%.
Yes. Okay. Question 3. Is there any, and by the way, when I pause for you to answer, like, that doesn't mean I'm not able to answer it. It's just like I want to include you. All right. Yeah, and like you already know the answer. All right. So is there anything you can share about the ice skill as a sort of teaser? Well, a little late for this question, but
yeah, we did that one.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite thing about Pow Vista from this player? The hoodies, gotta flex the drip. I think it's really underrated how important that is to the game. Which is why we have that big problem with buying, where people don't really want to buy characters, because why would you buy a free ticket to not be able to flex on people?
Yeah.
In fact, it's like a
flex.
And
it'd be so cool if those interesting character models like Plop and the Yeti, like, it'd be so cool if those shaped the hoodies in interesting ways,
Because then that flips it on its head.
It would make the game look a lot more diverse as well.
That literally flips the problem on its head to where, like, because right now we have a pay to not flex problem when we want a pay to flex.
Pay to not flex.
Yeah. So who would pay to not flex? The whole point is you pay to flex. Yeah. So like we need to flip it on its head where it becomes pay to flex again, right? Because someone gets a hoodie, they're like, dude, I want to see what this looks like when like Plop wears this hoodie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I don't care how much work it takes.
Put it on and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. And then you see like a Plop going around with like a gargoyle hoodie and it looks sick, And it's like something you've never seen before if you haven't seen someone with the Plop skin. Okay.
Dude, this needs to be top priority after fixing the bank bug.
I agree. Like we need to.
Like so high priority.
It is. It's very high priority because we need to have money so that we can actually work on this game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we need to. So like, if any of you guys have things where you're like, dude, I would spend money on this if only you would just do this. Please let us know. Because we basically need your money to be able to survive, and maybe not your money specifically, but maybe if you could just like put in your mom's credit card. Yeah. All right. Exactly. So I think the late game. This is from the player. I think this is from. Maybe I'll shout him out here. Oh, still Strawwell. There's so many ways you can say it. Strawwell or Strawwell?
I'm reading it like Samuel. So like Strawwell. Samuel.
Samuel. Sam Wise.
Yeah.
All right.
So late game.
This is from Straw Wise. Okay, here we go. I think the late game of collecting shinies is cool, but wish shiny pals and hoodies were more significant. Shiny boards ensure they stay relevant no matter what level you get them. But shiny pals and hoodies just have cosmetic differences. Maybe give shiny hoodies as a defense buff. For example, their elemental weakness would just do normal damage to them versus super effective damage. That's one idea to do it. Another thing is we could just add, some kind of hoodie enchant, and then like maybe you can select the hoodie enchant that your shiny hoodie is using.
Yeah.
Which one of the enchants could be that, as long as it's for like maybe NPC attacks only or something like that.
Yeah, I love the idea of like, three basic ones we could do is defense buff, thorn mail, which is when an enemy attacks you, they take damage.
Yeah.
And then regeneration, where your health automatically gets regened more. I think that those would be pretty simple to add to the game, right?
Yeah,
You think so?
I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
And then for pals,
For pals, we were just talking about the idea of
Yeah.
being able to select your pals like custom trait when we have those.
yeah.
That's one way to do it. Do you have any other
Yeah,
ideas for
Techno
that?
says skate trails, VFX around the player, emotes would be a few that I'd be interested in buying to add to the flex. 100%. I think that's a W idea,
Look
Techno.
at
I
all
think a
those
lot of people
upvotes,
agree
dude.
with you. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I think it'd be awesome if there were particle effects. Like I feel like somebody would definitely want to pay for some particle effects around the player for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
what does skate trails mean though? Oh, like buying like a rainbow or like a snow path that like you leave behind. That's
exactly.
genius, Techno. I did not think about that.
So now here's
What,
one downside of
Steven, did you
that.
hear this idea?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
an amazing idea. Let me bring up a possible downside just so we can discuss it. And by the way,
Yeah.
this is not me pooping on the idea because I love the idea.
Amazing
But
idea.
I'm just thinking of
I
like
never thought about
how,
that.
and this kind of defeats. The only thing is we need to make sure that these are appropriately priced to where like not every single player has one, because it's just going to cause visual. It's a visual cost to the game.
Chaos.
And I don't mean this even from a
Yeah.
performance perspective. I mean this from like just like when you look at the game and you see like one guy
Yeah.
has like like particles on him and
Yeah.
like he's leaving a trail behind, and then it's like you're trying to fight him, but like your moves are getting covered up by the by all the like we could obviously
Yeah.
take it too far, like in my mind when I take it
Yeah.
to the limit. But like honestly,
Right.
as I'm saying this, it's becoming very clear that we obviously wouldn't go. It wouldn't be crazy, and we could have certain things where like
Right.
layers of like just make the important stuff. Like for example, if an NPC has like because we want like
Yeah.
when you drink an energy drink for the poison skill, for there
Yeah.
to be particles on you that like identify which one you're doing and that kind of thing.
Right.
We just need to like prioritize the layer so that layer's on top basically,
Right.
so that you can see it.
Sort of like what you do with the doorways and stuff like that with the matte mesh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
What
a
what an
great thing to have.
incredible idea, the skate trails. I'm already imagining people running around with the rainbow skate trail or like a snow path or a sand path
Yeah.
or even like a car engine like like smog like like puffs of black smoke behind you or like
Yeah.
racetrack tire marks.
What if you become what if you have like a different type of kickflip that like does fireworks and stuff, or maybe not fireworks, but like,
Dude, that would be sick. Yeah. That would be epic.
awesome.
These are things that have never crossed my mind in the path, and I'm just blown away by what a great idea that is.
That's awesome. All right, so oh, listen to this. This is very apt to what we were talking about. If you could magically add anything to Pow Vista, no limits, what would it be? More support monetarily. Steven is such an amazing dude for incurring a lot of costs and offsetting it with his music. Wow. Thank you for being a good dude. Okay, I didn't read this in advance, I promise. I doubt I didn't read in this
Gotta finish
depth.
it now.
Okay.
Gotta finish it now.
I doubt many players say it enough, This is like a glade, dude. This is, by the way,
I think
thank
Steven's a
you.
little too humble. Yeah.
Okay. It's just like me reading it to myself is a little bit weird. All right. I
I know,
doubt
and
many
I wish I
players.
had access, but you didn't give me the access didn't go through, unfortunately. But
By the way, when I said it
um,
was like an apt,
yeah,
oh, it didn't go through. Okay. Anyway,
it did go through. So I would be reading this to you if you let me. But
okay. Well, when I said it was apt, what I meant was like the more support monetarily part, but I didn't mean to
right,
go all
right,
the way
right.
down. Okay, so I doubt many players say enough for him not trying to bleed his player base for money speaks volumes. Okay. Well, that kind of counteracts
Funny
that
'cause
I was just
we're
trying to bleed you guys for money, but
we're just right now discussing. Okay, how can we bleed the player base?
with their consent, of
No,
course.
but it's true. It's true. Steven has definitely incurred an kind of a unfathomable amount of money into this game because it is his dream. You know, it's his magnum opus. It's his how'd you describe it, Steven? It's like if you could just leave this behind when you're on your deathbed, you'll be happy, right?
Yeah, it's a very important. I mean, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't sacrifice my family or my God or my my left
Yeah.
arm or anything for this game, but I might like sacrifice a finger if it meant like the game was like outlived me. I'd
Yeah.
probably sacrifice a finger, which that's a big cost. Maybe even
That
two
is a big
fingers.
cost. Yeah.
Okay, so moving swiftly along here. So here's a suggestion or a question. Let's see what it is. If it is possible, can you add a shiny system similar to Let's Go Pikachu, where the more of the same enemy you defeat, the higher your odds for rarer items go up? What do you think, Phil?
You know what? I think this goes back to the suggestion I put recently in the Discord about medals. If there's a part of the Powedex that could, you get a bronze medal if you've defeated 100 enemies, silver for 1,000, gold, a platinum, and then diamond for 1,000,000. And it would be cool if there's some sort of, maybe a tiny little percent boost for having the next highest medal, basically. So it would be like very small increments, but affect the shiny odds a little bit. I guess the players, you might want to run a poll to see how the players actually feel about that, because that might, ruin the whole idea that every time you hit an enemy, you have an equal chance as anybody else to get that super rare drop.
Yeah, I kind of have a initial reaction of like saying that I wouldn't want to change the random aspect of getting drops. This is basically like we've discussed this in the past when it comes to like a pity system is what it's called in some gacha games.
Yep.
And
no pity system.
And I think you can have pity systems in like certain parts of it, but like I think to add a pity system to the current rare drops would just devalue the rare drops, and also it would.
I think so. Yeah.
It would also feel it would take away those stories of like it would also take away the excitement of like finally getting the thing. Like what's more exciting after your 5,000th drop, getting it on the pity, or is it like on your 5,000th drop you finally got the drop, like full odds?
I think it's the second one for sure. Yeah.
But at the same time, like I do see why, like there's a reason this pity system exists in other games. So maybe, but then there's a reason it doesn't exist in other game and like other situations.
Yeah, I think it exists for the wrong reasons. I think it exists. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
but I think with the medal system that I'm talking about, I don't think it would make people think of a pity system. I think it would make people think that like, oh, I finally grinded, now I'm at my max odds, and now I can start. Now I have
point.
like a plus 0.05% boost. Also, I had this idea that I put in the suggestions earlier this week about this ability where what if, instead of a death task every or not every 1 in 1,000, but you have a 1 in 1,000 chance for the death task to be some sort of luck task that doubles the odds for the thing that is infected with like a lucky like instead of like it being affected with like death carbon stuff, it's like shiny gold stuff.
It's blessed.
And then exactly, the blessed.
It's blessed with
creatures.
life instead of cursed with
you
death.
go kill the blessed creatures.
Dude, I think there's so many things we could do for that. Like sounds so fun. I love that idea. I love that idea. I love the idea of just having shiny NPCs in general. Like a shiny NPC spawns.
Oh yeah, like a 1 in 1,000 chance or something like that for just a shiny NPC. And would the shiny NPC have like a guaranteed shiny drop of something?
You know what?
Or what would his shiny?
It could, because that would be like that would obviously be the
That'd be
coolest
sick.
thing, right? Like I
Yeah,
think
like
that
you're just walking in the world and you're
yeah.
like, oh crap, what's that right there?
What if we
Yeah.
combine this with our last question or the last thing we were
Yeah.
discussing, where it's like that's the pity system is like you get some kind of thing that spawns a shiny NPC. I don't know. That's kind of
Hmm.
this is just me thinking off the top of my head. But the problem is like that
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna go into the world and find a shiny NPC because the person who was there when it spawned would have killed it
Yeah.
unless they like killed
Right.
an
But that's
NPC
the
and then
person who
ran away.
found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, let's say you like kill an NPC just on your way while you're running, and like you run away and
Yeah.
you never see that the shiny spawn.
I've definitely, you know what, Steven? Sometimes I don't know if it's your kids playing the game or what, but I've had this happen twice in Pow Vista history, and it's very rare to happen, of course. But I've had it twice happen where I'm just skating around the world, and then I just see a hoodie on the ground, like a 1 in 1,000 hoodie. I'm just like, what the hell? And I just pick it up, and I'm like, okay, random, like,
Yeah, that's either my kids or someone else's kids.
yeah, right,
But then again, we're all someone's kids, right?
yeah,
But okay, yeah, I don't. That's probably because you know how like when you die, your loot stays on the ground for 60 minutes. That's
yeah.
probably why you found that, right?
Right, but it's just a single hoodie, just like at like a very
Oh,
yeah,
did we change that where hoodies would stay on the ground longer? I don't know, because any NPC drop is supposed to despawn after 3 minutes, I believe.
yeah.
Um, but I wonder, like this is kind of a mysterious thing. Like, what if this is some like tragic bug that?
Bug.
Yeah, I don't think it could be. Like, why would that be a bug? Like, who would write that code to like spawn an NPC? What
Yeah,
what happened in RuneScape was the one of the rarest items in the game, the T-bow. Someone
man.
was training a new employee in the Jagex offices, and
Yeah,
they were like, "Look, this is how you like make an item spawn in the game." And then like the guy was trying to be cool, so he's like, "Look, I'll put a T-bow spawn right here, like as a joke." Like I'll just put it on the ground, and then like somehow that got merged into the main game. So like for like 8 hours, people were able to just pick up T-bows off the ground, and then they did
yeah,
like a huge rollback to like undo this travesty.
yeah.
That's what this is reminding me of, but I don't think we have
Wow.
something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Dynama is saying that PvP drops usually don't despawn for seem to not despawn after longer than 10 minutes. Huh.
that's correct because anytime you die, your loot stays on the ground for 60 minutes.
Wow. 60.
60, yeah. So we can change that, but
Wow.
currently that's how we do it because we just had so
I
many
don't think
stories.
anyone's gonna complain. Yeah.
We had, and that's when you see a random pile of stuff or like even like a random item that seems to not despawn for a long time. It's because it's a player's items. They died with it. But
Yeah.
we can change that. You know, we could have like a grave system like in OSRS where your items are acquirable through a different system than like your items being
Right.
on the ground essentially. And then you can even like have to pay gold to get your items back, which is kind of cool. That's a nice little like gold sink.
Yeah.
Okay, so this player, in response to what's your favorite thing about Pow Vista, they say the pals and the gameplay loop. Um, well, we could talk about that.
The gameplay loop is very satisfying, I think.
How would you describe the gameplay loop to someone who was new to the game?
I think you kind of create your own gameplay loop, but you can either do the death quest, which I love doing, and my wife loves doing, which is just talking to Skelly friend and then doing whatever task it tells you, and then when you run out of food, you got to go fish and make some more food. And it's really just all a game loop that circles back to trying to get those rare drop from enemies, you know. But another way to do it is just look at your POW decks and then see, okay, what do I need next? And then just grinding the mob until you basically get that part of the POW decks filled up.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. Yeah, I think what makes a great MMO is when there are like different game loops that intersect, essentially, right? Like,
Yeah, right, exactly. You need teleports, and you go ahead and get your get your grind on for teleport making and disintegrating boards and stuff like that.
yeah, and like I think we've already talked about how like the Skelly friend casino idea, where you finish a death task and then you get to like roll like the giant slot machine to get a special thing from Skelly friend. I was thinking like
Yeah,
what we could do is make that just a box and then make the box way cooler. So this is an idea
yeah,
to change the box, the open box mechanic. So you know how like right now you just open a box and there's just an item there. Well, like
yeah.
what if you open a box and then like it goes on the
There's a
ground.
scratch off
It
ticket.
goes on the ground. You could do that. It's like what if you open the box and like a slot machine bar comes out of it and you pull the slot machine bar and it like
Like a little Jack
and
in
like
the
a
Box
Jack in the
type of
Box
thing.
giant casino
Yeah,
comes out of it. No, uh, but no, it's kind of similar. But okay, so you open the box and it starts
right.
like moving around, kind of like you know those TikToks I made with the egg where it like shakes around and hatches like
Yeah,
Emerald style, Pokemon Emerald style.
right.
So like this idea is that like your box starts doing that. And also
Yeah,
we could add this to eggs too, but like okay, the idea is that when you're skateboarding, okay, skateboarding has nothing to do with this. What I meant it was you like you click on the box in your inventory, the box drops on the ground, but then on the ground the box is like moving around like something's inside it, you know, and then on top of the box there's like a casino style, CS:GO style, scrolling like items or like scrolling on the like
yeah.
the items like moving around. Or here's a better way to think about it without using the keywords
Casino.
casino,
Yeah.
CS:GO, or gambling,
Gotcha.
because
Yeah,
I'm not trying to tell you guys that I want to add like too much apparent like turn Pow Vista into like a gambling addiction game, because we definitely don't want that. But like there's
yeah,
an aspect of like getting rare things on like a rare table that is exciting. So
yeah.
here's a better example. Let's just wipe the slate clean with what I just said. But think
Right.
about how in Mario Kart when you get a mystery box
Yes.
and
Yeah.
how the items blink to different ones
Yeah.
and then it lands on the one you got.
Yeah.
So like I'm thinking if we do that, then it's clear what's inside of a box every time you get it, every time you open
Yeah.
one. And like it's clear that like, okay, it's going randomly to the one that you want. And it's like, oh, I was so close to getting the one I wanted, but you
Yeah.
got a different one. So that was just one idea to like make boxes more exciting instead of just like you open it, it's just like boop. Do
I think that would be an exciting addition. Yeah.
you have any thoughts on it?
I just think that's an amazing. I don't know how it would look like in game. I don't know who could design something like that, but I think using the Mario Kart item little roll thing is definitely the way to go as a starter.
So yeah, and then you get Skelly from boxes from completing every time you complete a task, you get another Skelly from box, and then like as you scale up, you get more boxes as a reward, perhaps,
Yeah.
or maybe you can like buy like a little ability from Skelly friend that makes you get like double boxes, or triple
Yeah.
boxes. But and then the rewards you get would be like basically cursed versions of the different NPCs. Um, Cursed item
Yeah.
versions, I guess, is one idea. But we could even go a step further. Instead of just having it be like a goblin hoodie that has the cursed particle on it, it could be like the corrupted goblin hoodie, which is like maybe like dark purple or something,
Yeah.
and black. So that's one idea. Okay, so um, moving along here to what's the most annoying part of Pow Vista to this player is grinding for super rare items. That's kind of funny because this is the exact thing that the last person loved about the game,
Right.
was
Yeah.
grinding for super items. So that's the annoying part. I wonder, is Pow Vista fun without grinding for super rare items, Phil? And if
I
it's
think it
not,
is.
yeah, what makes it fun?
I would not. I would absolutely not be grinding nights as I'm talking to you right now if there wasn't the chance that I'm going to get a drop. If I was just playing for XP, I would not have as nearly as a fun time playing the game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's the rare drops that make the game. I think it's I think this player who mentioned this. I don't want to like what's it called when you like throw what they said away, but I
Piss on their
think
party.
I right, yeah, I don't want to piss on their party, but I think they secretly do love the idea, but maybe they just haven't gotten as lucky as they'd like have
Well,
would have liked. It's sort of like the person who hates scratch off tickets, but they every time they're at the gas station they buy
wait.
a scratch.
Okay, but there's like
Let's get this
okay.
gambling out of our heads.
It's like what are we like? What are we signaling to the world when we talk about this? By the way, we're not like gambler lovers or anything. But anyway, okay. So
Yeah.
the point is, could Pow Vista be fun without the rare drops? And if it could be without the rare drops, like what would have to be added to the game to make it fun without the rare drops?
You just have to add different rare drops. Now people are putting in their hatch counts and loots into into the chat. Man, oh, Raisu has a paladin egg. Okay, hatched 176. Wait, hatched 175 and has one shiny pal. So one shiny pal after 175 hatches. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Well,
Wait,
that's
is that
pretty
bad?
bad. That's pretty bad because they're 1 in 100.
Right. Because it's 1 in 100 of the eggs.
What do
right?
you- yeah.
I had this in my mind that's 1,000, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely poor odds. Yeah,
Thalicium says, Pow Vista is about grinding for the rare items. That's the best part for me.
yeah.
Dianima said, could you turn off this visual feature? So he doesn't like the idea of having that like visual excitement part of the opening the box thing, which I can see that point of,
Yeah.
and yeah, like maybe, if we were to do anything like that, maybe you'd be able to turn it off because
Yeah,
otherwise.
what do you think about, maybe this is something to think about in the future, but, especially with the particle effects eventually being added and stuff like that. What do you think about players being able to, who have devices that get maybe a little overheated while playing Pow Vista? What if there's like options for them to turn off certain things like animated particle effects and stuff like that, like tentacles wiggling around the water? Is that something, is that even an issue players are having now?
Yeah.
I remember in the past that players had a lot of issues with their phones overheating.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's gone away recently.
yeah.
I haven't heard it
Well,
recently.
yeah. The we've been able to operate like the actual number for that helps measure it for us is called memory usage and CPU usage. Those are like the two things,
Yeah.
and we're not super optimized on those two right now. We have a lot of room to optimize, so that's good. But we recently optimized a lot versus what we
Right.
had. So like for anyone technical out there who's wondering what I'm talking about, I'll just get technical for a quick second. But basically, every hoodie and PAL and player model and skateboard and item icon is always loaded in memory so that anytime you open up the bank, you instantly see your items right away. And so that when
Yeah.
someone else puts on a hoodie, you instantly see them. I don't know. Have you ever played Fortnite where like someone rolls up on you and they're like attacking you and their skin looks kind of funny and like it's not loaded
Yeah.
in yet? Have you seen that?
Right.
That's an
yeah, sort of
example.
like it's a weird low
Like
quality.
Fortnite
Yeah.
has like 5,000 or like 10,000 skins, right? So they can't, like your computer doesn't always have all of the skins loaded in at all times. They can actually get what's crazy is like what I don't understand is why don't they just load the 100 skins of the people that are like in the game with you? I actually don't know why they don't do that, but the point is like they have a more technical optimization to their game where like they only load the skin in when you need to see it.
Yeah.
And so like Pow Vista has a lot of room to do that. But yeah, we have the point is, like any kind of like memory or like high CPU usage problems with the game can be fixed.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of room to fix those things. And here's my personal reason why I wouldn't want to add like turning off visual stuff too much is because that like if you take it to its like to its limit, it's like I just don't want to see other people wearing any hoodies, like or I don't,
Right.
like I want everyone in the game to look like Plop, or and like technically they're like think about like in RuneScape, there's like rune light plugins you can do to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where like in your world you could just like you have all the rare items, but like no one else sees you wearing those items. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and like it's just like, but I mean, ultimately we could do that where you can turn off things. I also like, how some people turn off like battle animations in Pokemon to like be able to run it faster.
Right, to make it faster. Yeah, speed running.
I've never been a fan of that personally, but
yeah,
I don't. It's just kind of like we have so many exciting things we want to do. It's like let's choose the things that we want to do that are the most exciting.
What's funny is on the other side, I know for a fact that you're the one who taught me how to turn up the text speed on Pokemon, because the normal text speed is always so low that like the first thing you do when you get into the game is like, okay, turn the text speed to like as high as possible.
Yes.
Sort of like a version of that, but obviously different. But
yeah. That's an example where like, okay, so like in Pow Vista, for example, when you just click on the screen, like it finishes the text, where like you don't have to wait for it to go. So like that, like we want to add we want to try to make it so that like the vanilla unchanged version of the game is as good as possible. And like it's not like, hey, when you download Pow Vista, the first thing you have to do is open up your settings and turn off this, and this, and this. I'd rather that just be default. But listen, like at some point we're going to need to start adding certain toggles for things. And I just want to limit that to the lowest amount of things possible.
Right.
Okay, so this person says, this is the response to, if you could magically add anything to Pow Vista with no limits, what would it be? This person says, abilities for each skateboard. Like certain skateboards have a higher chance of doing damage more frequently, or a fire attack, and when you bash into the enemy, it does extra amount of fire damage. Yeah, like basically.
Yeah, allow me to add on to this, which is, what if fire skateboards had a chance to burn the enemy? What if water skateboards had the chance to push enemies back with like a water thing?
How about this? The water skateboard gets them wet. Just like in Genshin Impact. No, in Genshin, this is actually.
And then you use electricity?
You could, but you could also use ice to freeze them.
Oh, dude, that's genius, bro! Switching between boards to do like cool effects.
So being wet is like a similar thing to like being burned. It just has different like status, like combinations with the other.
Dude,
types.
That would be awesome, bro.
So yeah, like you could do like electricity does like double damage, but then it's like the meta of the game instantly becomes. Use a water skateboard to get like a bunch of NPCs wet, and then
and what about like electricity? You could have a chance to paralyze, and there's so many ways you could. There's so many things you could do with this. I love what Dynama says, which is he says my favorite part of Pow Vista is the grind and the leaderboards. I think it'd be really cool if we were able to get those into the UI somehow, under the hamburger icon in the bottom right.
Totally, and I think the way we got to do that is. We need a high scores or a leaderboard on the website first. Because the bot command system is a little it's just a little hard to use
janky?
This for what I'm imagining. So like I imagine like we need a leaderboard where you can view that you're like rank 5,102. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how I don't think a lot of the players know, but we used to have this inside of Pow Vista where when you open up your nature skill, you could see where you rank.
Yeah.
On the leaderboard. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason we removed that is because it was so buggy and hard to maintain and it took up like 80% of our like dev time for like over a month, and at one point I was just like, I can't continue down this road. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you put that aside then.
So, but what we could do is add the website where it, and then make the website look good on like mobile and like make the website look good depending on like what aspect ratio it is, and then we could have a little thing in the game that it basically loads up the website in like a little square. This would be
as a minimal viable product.
Well, like what I'm saying is like it wouldn't look like you're opening up a website. It would just just telling you like the back end is that it would get the information from the website. Because the problem is that it was like trying to build it for each individual player before, and it would mess up and it would like cause a lot of performance problems because you're like reading every single player's information in the database. What I'm saying is we get the information to like live in a separate place, which is the website. Then the game pulls that information from the website, like without you even knowing it's doing it. But like it's like behind the scenes. That's what's happening on the back end to like get the information in. I'm just like kind of spitballing here on how we can make that, because I agree that my dream leaderboard situation is like you go into Pow Vista, you can look on your skill, you can see what rank you are, and you can see like how close are you to getting to the next rank. And like you can
Right.
watch yourself literally pass up someone else.
Yeah.
Which goes to the I want to really quick go back to the skate obstacle race
Yes.
track idea, which is like, you know, those app games where like you can like race a ghost of yourself. Well, you know, like Mario Kart's a
Yeah.
great example. So like
100%.
there
Yeah.
needs to be like a little kiosk or something at the beginning of the racetrack where you can like set someone else that you're trying to beat.
Oh, that's
And
so
you could be
good.
like, it
Yeah.
could be like the person who holds the record. It could be like the, you know,
Yeah.
and then like
One of your
and
friends
then
list. Yeah.
let's say like someone got the theoretical best record. That could tell you, like you and me, Phil, that like we need to add like one more little obstacle that like creates a problem,
Yeah.
you know, or like creates a
Yeah.
thing that causes it still to be competitive at the top. But yeah, like that'd be kind of cool if you can race a ghost of yourself, you know, that way you can know throughout the whole run
It'd be so
how,
awesome.
and you could be racing your own personal best. You could be racing the actual
Friends
best.
list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that'd be super cool. Because any kind of thing where you have like that instant visual feedback of like, I'm doing
Yes.
a good job right now. That's like, that's
Right.
always great in games.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. Someone says able to move bank tabs and sort the bank on
Yeah, that'd
A
be
to
nice.
Z. So even just having a little search bar and then you type in the name of the item and then it shows up. I mean, that would be
Yeah.
incredible.
An auto sorter would be great, where you can, get all your eggs in one place from closest hatched to farthest away hatched, and then all of your pals by level and stuff like that. An auto sorter would be great.
I totally agree. And that wouldn't even be that hard to do.
Really?
Yeah, because we know that each item is either an egg or a hoodie or a
Yeah.
skateboard or
Nice.
other, and or a PAL or
It already
other.
has that metadata.
And we can just, yeah, and we can just do something where there's like a little auto sort button and then it brings up like maybe three options that you choose, like,
Yeah.
you know, and then you auto. I mean, that'd be super cool. I'd say the reason we don't immediately do it is because that would be a nightmare to like if it like ruined people's banks,
Yeah.
or like duplicated items or something, which I don't think it would. But because
Yeah.
it's just changing the sorting of the items. It's not adding quantity or anything. But okay. To digress, like that would be awesome. Now, if I could choose having that or having like the new area, I would definitely choose having the new area. But it's like something to put on the list for sure.
Yeah.
Or like wearable hoodies by NPCs or by pals and by players who have NPC skins. I think that's also an example of something
Yeah.
that's like a little higher up on the list. What do you think?
I think having NPCs and having little quests probably ranks a little higher. It's harder because it's basically just I was gonna say it's parallel, but it's not even parallel. It's just it's just a tree with tons of branches, and a lot of the branches are small little things that would be awesome to have added to the game. But with such a small team, with you as the creator of Pow Vista need to basically be involved in every little thing. So that puts a bottleneck on what can be added. Basically,
Yeah.
I think I mean,
Yeah.
what if like how much would it even be feasible if you did have the funds to just stick one person on, managing the user experience of Pow Vista, neglecting all content and stuff like that.
Yeah, it would be feasible. In fact, we have a person who, on at least for now, on a volunteer basis, is offered to help develop little add-ons. So, like, we're going to have a settings menu where you can toggle add-ons. And this, for example, the first add-on will be like an experience per hour tracker.
Oh wow,
And
that's awesome.
and like you need this many actions to the next level. But that's kind of in progress, and we're seeing how that works. And the reason that could be developed is because it's just completely client side. It's just a visual change. The bank sorting would be less of a visual only change and more of a you'd have to actually like have the game recognize in the database like what order your items are in. Maybe we could change that, but we'll see. The other thing is We have Mr. Swisher working on UI things, which are also visual only.
Yeah.
Just making the inventory fixed and having the PAL UI be like a little window you can drag around.
Yeah.
These are yeah, we need more division of labor for sure when it comes to the different aspects of Pow Vista. Hey, I wanted to read real quick. Revivify said, on the flip side, I wouldn't mind an option to opt out of the leaderboard. So this is the idea of opting out of the leaderboard that we were just talking about, the leaderboard. What do you think about
Yeah.
this? This is like a, this is an interesting one. What do you think?
Yeah, I wonder what the motivation behind that would be because I'm thinking like, is he trying to like opt out and then sneak up on someone and then become number one like secretly and then opt in? Like
Oh, that's a
I
good
don't know what the
question.
motivation is behind it.
If I were to
You
guess the
know,
motivation
I'm very
from
curious.
Revivified, it would be because he tends to make these really cool, like unique accounts. It would be
Oh,
like it'd be
really? I thought
basically
I was the only one.
like imagine if you were a chef with like a wonderful restaurant and like but you had to
Yeah.
like but your like recipes were making the most money versus anyone else's, but then like your recipe was like visible on the worldwide leaderboard, and I guess that's the
Yeah.
idea that's what I would guess. He like doesn't want like his account compositions to be like visible on the leaderboard. Um,
Yeah.
but okay, and then back to what we were saying before. Strouwell says elemental combos would be interesting, but also sounds pretty intensive code wise. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess the when you're doing combos of anything, like last week we were talking about PAL fusions, it's just like the number of I don't think like each one would be really that difficult code wise, but it would be like you just have to figure out what happens when you know combine these two elements in this way and then these two elements. It's just it becomes the square of the number. So like for example, we have like 11 skills, and I think 9 of those are elemental, or maybe 8. Yeah, 8. So then there's like 64 combinations of those together. Well, if you'd like take out you know what water and water would do together, obviously. So it'd be less than that, but it's something in that order of magnitude of like you know like 50 different
Yeah.
combinations. Um, he is a PvPer and wants to wrecked Rice Zoo. My reason to hide myself from the leaderboard. Okay, moving on here to another question. Are we ever going to get dedicated lore drops on characters? I mean,
Dedicated lore drops.
I mean, I'm sure community members would probably be interested in taking up the task of making posts of short form videos to announce or talk about official Pow Vista lore. So that's interesting, like an idea for, and I've talked to 25 Origami about this before. This is who's giving the question, by the way. You know 25 Origami.
Yeah.
The idea of like having like videos of like the story of like Plop and Dedge or something.
Yeah.
And then here's another one. What happened to Farmer? I remember he was on OG Island way back in the day. He still is on OG Island.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Yeah. Farmer, he has a little thing sticking out of his mouth. Love that.
Yeah.
I'm talking to him. He says, "Have you ever tried cooking tentacles? Fish a raw tentacle out of the pond with your skateboard equipped. Chop one of those trees to get a log. Click on the log in your backpack to light the fire."
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Farmer's still there. I think that was just a, because 25 Origami's been a player for a long time.
Yeah, very OG player.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where he is. He's right in front of the OG house nearby Ava. Okay, what's your favorite thing about Pow Vista? I've really grown to like the PAL system. There's so much you can do with these little guys. Oh, and the shiny
Yep.
board hoodie PAL system too. So like the shiny system. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the most annoying part about Pow Vista? First thing I could think of is that pals aren't able to level up all of their skills. For example, they can't level up fire. Also, the game does feel a little grindy at times when fighting enemies. I totally agree with both sentiments here. So for fire, we've either got to add Ratatouille mode where the pal goes on your head and you can cook and give the pal XP, or we got to add some kind of auto cook for pals, and that goes along with having them consume resources to do that.
Yeah, Steven, I'm curious. Have you talked publicly about the idea of pals being able to take exits and then come back?
We haven't, but
basically
why
remote
don't you share
deposits.
that idea with the community? Because I haven't totally decided on what we're going to do with that yet,
Yeah,
I'm very much in favor of it, especially when there's some
right.
kind of resource cost to doing it. In fact, I
Yeah.
just realized that we could probably just make it more expensive to do it with your pal when it's using like an exit or something to go to the bank. But can you go ahead and share that
Yeah.
idea?
So going back to the profession stuff that we were talking about earlier, you can kind of imagine if this was one of the professions, it'd be called something like the runner or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but maybe it's not a profession thing, and maybe it's just very simple, and every pal can do it. Which is you have to spend some sort of resource to be able to have this. But imagine you're inside of the cave in Rancho Bamba, and your pal is mining clay, and then once their inventory is filled up, you see them walk away. They walk out of the cave exit, and then 15 seconds they come back later with a completely empty inventory, so that they can continue grinding on whatever task you've told them to do, and but they can still deposit in the bank without having to actually have a bank in the room that you're currently in. Is that correct, Stephen?
Yeah, I totally agree. What if we think about it
And
this way? So we have like the banker ability, right? Or like the runner ability. Which one sounds
yeah,
better, runner or banker?
I want the banker to be able to note items. That's the thing.
Okay, so well,
So the
guess what? So like, let's
yeah.
think about the most overpowered high level version of this. Okay,
Okay, got
can
it.
note items, can also deposit items, including noted items, into the bank. Can also do this while it's far away from you.
Ooh, yeah. So what if
Can
like the
also
banker had like multiple levels of what the banker could do?
yeah, yeah. And you can deposit stuff while it's far away, which obviously you can already do. You can deposit stuff into
Telekinesis.
it. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That could be like what it's called while it's far away. Because I'm thinking like, what if
Yeah.
we split up these things into like different abilities, but like you get more as you level up that certain ability, basically. So like, what if we make it so that when you get a brand new pal, you actually can't deposit stuff into it when it's far away. Um, but then you unlock telekinesis as like a bonus. Do you get what I'm
Oh,
saying there?
Dynama has an interesting idea of the pal takes a tithe basically of 1/10 of the items as a minimum as a
Yeah, pal
tax.
tax, dude.
Um, but I think I see an issue here where not the the pal's inventory might be filled with different things.
Wait, what do you
I think
mean?
what Steven had an idea. What'd you say?
Wait, what do you mean by like that? What do you?
Like what if you have like one shiny skateboard and then you have nine tentacles inside of your pal, and then the tax that it takes is like the shiny skateboard. It's like, well, I'm gonna take my cut.
Or he's
You know
like,
what I
hey,
mean?
you
Like
owe me.
I
You.
think I think a better solution, and let me know what you think about this, guys. But basically, I think we could take the Power World route of like basically giving your pal food that it runs off of, and it eats the food, and like every food has a certain amount of units
Yeah.
that is filling up its bar, and it has to eat, and it basically goes back to doing basic tasks after all the food's gone.
Dude, hear me out on this, Phil, real quick. I hate to
Yeah,
interrupt because you're in the
go
middle of a
ahead.
thought,
No, 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 go ahead.
but
Yeah,
it's kind of the same dichotomy and like dilemma of being like a lo-fi producer, hiring someone to make a lo-fi beat for you, where it's like
yeah,
you either give them a percentage of it and then it becomes complicated, or you could just pay them up front and then anything they
right.
generate by their labor is completely yours. So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
so with the pals, it's like you pay them. Uh, you give them a bunch of food up front, and then it's like whatever they can generate for you is like basically like the
Yours.
revenue,
Yeah.
and you have to try to break even yourself as like the business owner.
Right,
Or if we
exactly.
but then if we do like some kind of like percentage split, that gets really messy because then it's like when you have when it loots a shiny hoodie, it's like what's its cut of that shiny hoodie? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's basically the philosophical idea of like the person who owns a gold mining company, and they pay someone to be digging through this rock, and they have like 90,000 rock, and they have one gold nugget. It's like, well, this is my payment. Gonna take the gold nugget I found working
Dude, what
for
if
you.
we have a quest where the pals like become socialist and they want to like take over the means of
Right.
production?
They like
Uh,
unionize against you.
oh, that's too good. All right.
Oh man.
Okay, let me go to the next question here. So,
Oh, maybe a tax for noted items. Yeah.
oh,
All right. What's the next
oh
question?
yeah, it could only like tax certain types of items. So like maybe part of the agreement could be like just like if you're working at a mining company,
You like write a
imagine
contract with your
like the
pal.
contract is like if you find a diamond in my mining company, you have to turn it into the to the
Right.
leaders
And it
because
has like a 1 out of 10 chance to be rogue, and you have to chase it down and kill it,
dude, what
or
if
like
there
bring
was
it into the authorities.
like there's like basically like a socialism bar and like it goes up if like you don't pay your pal.
It goes up if it like goes away to school.
Yeah. And like
If it
maybe
like talks to the other
what about
pals.
this? Like, if the cost of living for the pal goes up too high, beyond what wages are, then like you get like a socialism. But
An
then,
angry pal,
dude,
yeah.
what if that's
A
what the
riot.
what if that's what the death carbon curse is, right? Like that's
Dude.
it is socialism. So like when you're defeating death carbon enemies, you're like
Oh
you're
my
stamping
gosh.
down rebellions against capitalism. No, I'm just kidding. All right,
That'd be a
so
funny mod for Pow Vista. That'd be
yeah,
a funny
or we
mod.
could have a different type of curse. Anyway, all right. Got to change here. Change subjects. All right. So if you could magically add anything to Pow Vista with no limits, what would it be? First thing to, and this is from 25 Origami. First thing that comes to mind is a custom character design. Actually being able to make your character look like you.
Yes.
In addition to just wearing a hoodie, you could have the hood down to
Yes.
show your face,
Yes.
or a pre-existing character, or having pals be able to independently fight nearby enemies without them having to be attacking the player first. Yeah,
W ideas all around. I don't know
absolutely.
if 25 happened to see my suggestion earlier inside of the Discord, but I was thinking, with this new hood down feature, maybe even players, could have some sort of avatar, creation, character creation thing where you can make your character have a certain hair with a certain head with a certain pants, and then that's what you look like without the hoodie on. But then you can take down your hoodie's hood, and reveal your head, and it would create a lot of diversity. And then the noob, there would no longer be like a noob, you know, basically naked character.
Yeah. I totally agree.
What do you think about that? Would that be too much resources spent? Do people want that? What do you guys think?
No, yeah, I think it's completely personally. I feel great about it. I mean, there's no chance that people aren't going to vote yes. I mean, if they, let's just do it. I'm going to do a little vote in the chat here. We're going to go upvote or downvote. So character creator screen. I mean, that's the quintessential thing in mini games. Hey, it looks like someone voted down. So
Yeah.
hey, like no worries. But I think if I were to play devil's advocate and go against the character creator, I would say like look at games like Fortnite. There's no character creator, and that's because
Right.
you don't want people to like create their own character and then like love it so much that they don't spend money on other characters, basically. But I don't think that would be a problem at all. In fact, one of the things Waydot says in his video while he's playing Pow Vista is like, "Can I customize my appearance at all?" Like that's
Yeah.
literally what he like. He
Yeah.
says those exact words, and like I think a lot of people have that moment when they first sign up an account and they're
I mean,
like,
it's an MMO. Yeah, it's the genre. It's a genre.
"Totally,
Both inside of RPGs and MMOs. Which, correct me if I'm wrong. This is an MMORPG.
it
It's a
is
very genre normative to have character customization as one of the opening things.
totally." And with so many things already weird about Pow Vista, we have no problem with like being too samey with other MMORPGs. In fact,
Right.
if anything, our problem is that we're not samey enough when it comes to certain things, right? Like
Yeah.
certain norms. Um, and we don't want to become samey, but there are
Yeah.
certain things that the player expects when they open up an MMORPG that it would be nice to have that, that general thing. Now, another devil's advocate idea would be that like Pokemon doesn't allow you to like create a custom character, but they do allow you
But you
to
can
choose
still
boy or
choose
girl.
between exactly. They
Yeah,
still have an element of that. And in the newer games, I'm pretty sure you can do that. But
that's a good point.
yeah,
That's totally right. So yeah, but then there's the whole idea of like, well, devil's advocate on that would be like, do you like the newer
yeah.
Pokemon games?
No, I hate them
but,
so freaking
but
much.
okay, but at the same time, like we could do it either way. It's just a
Yeah.
priority thing,
It's
right?
just not an MMO though. The thing with MMOs is that you've got tons of characters running around the world, and you kind of want to give the player a chance to stand out
Yeah.
from other players with an element of personalization. And how cool would it be if a bunch of people are wearing OG hoodies and they have their hoodies down, and they all kind of look just a little different under.
I agree. I mean, dude, just on this note, what if like goblins, for example, had like 7 different faces, and then like when you hatch a pal, you get like one of them randomly,
Oh,
right?
dude,
So like you
yeah.
get kind of like a sleepy looking one, and then like an angry looking one, a nicer looking one that kind of looks like a
Yeah.
girl, one
Just
that
swapping
you know what I
faces,
mean,
yeah.
and like there's just like those different versions. I don't know. That's just one
Yeah,
idea.
basically like the Sleeping Beauty dwarves. Yeah,
I don't.
call those.
Wait, what do you wait? Wait,
Wait,
I'm not
am I
following.
saying the wrong one? Is it Snow White? Is Snow White the one with the dwarves?
Yeah, but like I
You
still
know,
don't
like the
understand.
grumpy one, the
Oh,
happy one,
sure.
the pissed off one,
Yeah, Techno is saying buying all
the
sleepy
one who's
pals.
like high on, yeah, buy all sleepy pals.
Yeah, dude, sleepy pals, and we can rename the closed on Sunday
Freaking
hoodie to
techno.
sleepy
I
hoodie.
love the techno lore. We have to add a character who's just always sleeping under like a tree somewhere,
Yeah, we're gonna
and it's like
change.
a Snorlax that like fucks your back.
That's hilarious. We definitely do. We definitely need like a Snorlax
We need
type.
player lore.
So like,
Yeah,
so before you go to Cable Gas, there's going to be like a
right.
sleeping technology character, and it's called Techno, right? And it's got like a
Yeah,
Discord. It's got like a headset on, like it's on a Discord call.
yeah.
Wait, do you know the lore that like Techno has like fallen asleep several times in the in the
Yes,
voice chat?
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. All right, we got Techno coming
Right.
up on stage right now to speak for himself. Wait, how do I even invite this guy? Okay, gosh, I always forget how to do it. All right, Techno, what's up?
Yo, yo, yo. Uh, sorry, I was just laughing a little bit with the whole sleeping thing, but
Yeah, do you have any ideas related to this or thoughts on the subject?
I mean, it would be funny if there was like some little like sleeping character somewhere. It's like a little like, but I mean, that's definitely up to you guys.
Yeah.
More so, I kind of just had like adding on to suggestions or like ideas that I was just gonna throw out, but
Go for it.
um, so like last Q&A you guys were talking about, like getting people like hooked right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
these are just a couple things. I believe it was Tenoshi who brought this up. I could be wrong, but it would be cool, with the starter boards, like the 1 in 5 boards, if they had shiny versions. So it's like it could be like a 1 in 500, right? So it'd be like you get a shiny thing like statistically a lot sooner, so you kind of get hooked that like there are shiny items in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then
I
it's
think
like,
that's a
oh,
great
I got
opportunity to hook. Yeah, hook players earlier. Yeah.
so then you're like, oh, there's shiny items in this game, and then you're like, oh, let me look at the POW decks, and then you're like, oh, look at all these things. It's like things to collect. So it's like you find out about it sooner than it's like, oh, I have to go like, you might go 5,000 dry before you even realize there's something like shiny items in the game, and that's like
Yeah.
a big part of the game.
I totally agree. If I was like, if I was riffing on this idea and I went, I mean, I can think of downsides to what I'm about to say, but one idea is that you could have like new player luck, where like a new player just gets like
Oh no, no.
gets
Yeah,
everything.
definitely stay away from that.
I
Yeah.
know, no, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's one idea where it's like, because it's like a certain number of players are going to have a version of new player luck that's just emergent from the math, right? Of like,
Meme Kid got some crazy new player luck just from the universe. Like it was insane.
yeah.
He got like 2 shinies his first day. I was so pissed off.
But it's like that hooks you as a player, right? Well, let me ask, like,
Yeah.
Techno, did you have like new player luck, or did you have to like grind for the shinies?
I did have with the skeleton. I got the shiny skeleton board like 10 kills, I think.
So like your
like
first
just
day playing Pow
randomly.
Vista. You got it.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is this thing? And then I realized, like, oh, wait, this is actually a shiny. I hit one of the...
Yeah.
So,
Like,
no,
how
that
would
was
you
pretty
feel
hype.
if you found out later on that it was all a lie and like engineered, every new player gets like a shiny board in their first few. Obviously, that'd be horrible, right?
So, yeah, so here's my only, let's say, quote unquote, reason not to. So, like, let's say you know about this mechanic, like, you're not a new player. Like, as a new player, it's like, oh, cool, I got a shiny item. But as, like, a non-new player, let's say I just made a new, like, I don't know how you would code it, right?
Obviously,
But
yeah.
let's
New
say
accounts could just farm them.
you could just, like, give a new account a teleport to, like, Ember Maw. And then it's like, if it's just high odds, like,
True.
you know,
Yeah.
and then they just go to like whatever they want, and it's like, oh, just like realistically, they're gonna get a shiny from that particular mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally right. So like, okay, let me give you guys another. Obviously, like I knew that idea was bad from the beginning of like having a new player luck. Like that would be horrible.
Yeah.
But think about like what Pokemon does with the shiny Gyarados. You guys know Gen 2, how like it introduces you to the shiny Gyarados where you can just like walk up to the shiny. It's already kind of in the world. So there's like, so it's like not impressive to like show your friends like, hey, I have a shiny Gyarados, because it's like everyone gets a shiny Gyarados, right? So like, could there be something like that where it's not even 1 in 500, it's like 1 in 1, you know what I mean? It's like 100% likelihood to get a shiny item just to be introduced to the idea of shinies.
What if the ancient skateboard that you create is just a shiny, and it's just always shiny?
Oh yeah,
the ancient skateboard.
That's a great
yeah.
No, that's a great idea. I think that would be awesome. What do you think, Techno?
I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, depending on the play, like me, I could get there in like 10 minutes, right? If I just buck through everything, right? But it's like if you're like off the bat, like I feel like you'd want it sooner, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like if you're just like the average player and you don't know about the like how to do the lava challenge, how to do all that, you're gonna spend way more time. It could be like hours before you even like get to the point where you're at that point, you've done all this stuff to make the board. Even if you even get to that point, I think it's like something like within like the first hour at most.
Yeah. I think the 1 in 20s, watching Waydot play in his video, watching him get the 1 in 20 drop, kind of felt like that was the introduction to these rare drops. And like, if there's a 1 in 20 drop, there must be other drops, and then looking at the POW decks and discovering that,
I have an idea for you guys. What if we took this to the limit, and we literally have the first skateboard you get in the game is a shiny skateboard from Ava, but it's not like it's kind of like a shiny Gyarados in Pokemon where like everyone's got one, right?
Valueless.
But it's basically valueless, and it's like a physical type shiny skateboard. And I guess the only downside of this would be like the OP nature of it compared to any other skateboard you would get. It would be like, this would probably be the best one. But there is, I don't know if you guys know, with like the physical type moves, the accuracy doesn't go up as high as the strength does, but the strength goes up higher for the physical type moves, like the enchants, on skateboards. So like, well, anyway, the idea is like you get a shiny board right at the beginning, and Ava explains shiny skateboards to you right there at the beginning. That's one idea.
It would be so much more special if it was the mom, though.
If it was
Imagine
the mom.
Your mom gives you.
Oh, and like this is like your father's old skateboard.
Like, be careful. Oh my goodness, yeah.
He died.
And then the mom's like, yeah, your dad left because I couldn't complete my POW decks. Maybe if you complete your POW decks, your dad will come back. He went to Pewter or Petalburg City to become a skateboard gym leader. And you have to impress him. You know in Emerald when your dad is the gym leader and he's never home.
Yes.
He's always too busy with work to give you love.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any ideas on this, Techno, when it comes to like giving the shiny skateboard that early? Like, is that too much?
So I guess these are my first thoughts. I think yes, it would be cool. Like the first thing that comes to my head is almost like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like like this is your grandpa's deck.
Yeah.
Like it's. So it's like, oh, this was your dad's board, but like if anything, it could be maybe like in a damaged state. So like you
Oh,
would have to repair it or do something to restore it to the full shiny effect.
that's a great idea.
But like,
Yeah, what if
but
there's a quest where you have to go get like a sponge to like clean it off?
Wait, I might be
But
remembering
it's a
this wrong.
shiny. Yeah.
In Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it like he doesn't have all the pieces of Exodia for some reason? Do you remember, Techno? If like he doesn't have the, or like I remember like the pieces of Exodia like fall into the ocean because like Weevil, that character, like throws them into the water. By the way, I haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh in like 20 years or something, so like forgive me if I'm getting the details wrong.
no, you're good. I mean, like the bigger part was like more so. I'm a little hazy with Yu-Gi-Oh as well. My big part from Yu-Gi-Oh is more like, it's his grandpa's deck. It doesn't have any bad cards, So it's like this was your grandpa, or your dad's board, like
Yeah,
it's like sentimental. It's a shiny. It's like
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like there's a quest or something to like cleaning it or some way to restore it.
yeah.
And you're introduced to it off the bat.
I love that. Yeah, like whether it's a sponge or like maybe it can have like a crack in
Maybe
it.
it's even right at the water outside. You can kind of clean
Yeah.
it off.
I mean, the idea though, also with it being damaged, would be that it wouldn't give the player like a best in slot board right at the beginning, where it's like you'll never get another board that's better than this board.
Yeah,
Unless,
just make it so that it has no special effects or something.
yeah, like what could
I
that?
guess is that reverting it?
Well, it could
Not
be.
reverting
It
the
could
whole
have
thing.
like the shiny sparkle, but it's like just like
But it's not any stronger. Yeah.
you could do that. Yeah, I don't know what are your guys' thoughts?
Maybe like it's almost like it's enchanted to the tier 1, and then like technically you cleaning it is removing the enchant, so you put it back to the the shiny version where it scales.
Yeah, what if like the part of the intro quest is that you're kind of like you kind of like pull a Jar Jar Binks and like destroy the shiny board somehow by like your own incompetence. Like the first time you do a trick on it, it like cracks in half or something.
That is so funny.
We could do something like that, and then like you can either just like put it in your bank, or you can like go back to your mom and like say you broke it, and she like disowns you or something. I don't know. It's just one idea. Like, what if it is a full shiny board, but it just has like the one thing that's wrong with it is that the first time you do a trick with it, it'll like shatter in half and like be unrepairable. But then again, that teaches the player that like, watch out, you're going to break your shiny boards, So we probably don't want that. I don't know, but it's just a brain.
I think it would be funny, just like a little.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
Yeah, maybe like the game could clearly tell you like, hey, don't worry, like this won't ever happen to us. Like there's a reason you broke this one. It's because it's your dad's old board that was already messed up or something. But I mean, listen, like we can probably like brainstorm on this more, but like the overall idea is we need players to understand that like shiny stuff is in the game quicker so that they are excited about that. And like,
I don't know if it's as urgent as we're making it out to be, though.
Well, like, didn't she mention how like the rare drops is like the main, like if we didn't
The rare
have it in
drops
the
is
game?
the main thing, but the rare drops are already there, and it was there before shinies with hoodies and things like that. I think the shiny is like the cherry on top that you discover even later, where it's like, whoa,
Oh, okay. I see.
wait, what's this Powdex like shiny toggle thing? There's every single item has a shiny version. Oh my goodness.
Even if we just had the mom share with you like lore about your dad or something, and like in that it's like he had the shiny boards, he grinded for them all week, every week.
Yeah. And you can't have it until you beat.
In fact, that's why our marriage ended, is because he wouldn't stop grinding for shiny items.
Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, like because the thing is we just need the player to know they're there. We don't necessarily have to give them one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Is just like, in my argument would be, it's like, just the sooner the better. It's like, do people
Right.
like? I would like to know like the numbers, a percentage of like how long does a new player like start the game or play the game for the first time versus like retention. Like, do they come back? If they do come back, like how much more time are they putting in? Because then it's like, if it's really only like an hour or two, or whatever that case is. And it's like they just wouldn't even experience that or realistically, know that any of that exists to keep playing.
Yeah. And we really have a limited time to show the player what's in the game before they just give up, at least for some percentage of the players, right? We like a lot of players get to the point where they just give up on the game before they know all this stuff is in the game. So that I think if we can just teach them that it's there, that's kind of the move. Now, let me ask you guys, this reminds me of the game The Hobbit from 2003, but Thalicium says a lot of MMOs make you try a fully leveled up version of your character at the start to give you a taste.
Like does the Hobbit start at that Battle of the Five Armies? Is that what it is?
Yes, and you have like a fully leveled up
Black Myth
Sting.
Wukong does this too. I don't know if you guys have played Black Myth Wukong before, but you basically start by fighting like with all your abilities and stuff like that.
Ooh, what if you have
Pow Vista? Go ahead.
Sorry, I hate to interject, but like, what if like you have like that new player luck in like this like beginning world? You know what I mean?
Oh, right,
but then like you wake up and it was all a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? I think that the Pow Vista equivalent would be you start out as your dad. You're like Mr. Whoever, and and you're like fighting like Immermaw, basically in the chamber, and you can't leave the chamber. Literally, you log into your new account, and the first thing you is your dad, and you're fighting Immermaw. And then and you're super high leveled, like level 80 and stuff like that, and you fight Immermaw, and then you wake up, or maybe something kills you. There's an earthquake or something, and then you wake up and then you start the game like normal.
That's interesting. What if we also like hint at like the fact that his marriage is like falling apart? Where like
you could have a cutscene and stuff like that.
like
and Kofane and Mayor Niall can be there too.
But like having that could be like also a tutorial to the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
100%. Yeah.
I think that would be super cool. And then you wake up and you're the player. The only like thing is we just need to make sure it's clear that you're like a different person than if it's not you in your dream, because it could be you in your dream like it is in The Hobbit, where you're like dreaming basically about yourself getting all these like rare drops. So it could like not even be that you are your dad. But yeah.
You know what? What if the cutscene literally you kill Imbermaw and then the egg is there and then it pops and it's a shiny Imbermaw and you're like, oh, and then,
wow,
and then
this
it goes
game's
bright,
easy.
bright, and then you wake up.
I like that. What do you think, Techno?
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, in general, just it could be some sort of dream or whatever. Like, oh, it's too powerful for you to handle. Now start your adventure type of thing.
Yeah.
To like get to that point.
I agree. So this seems like probably one of the, because we already like Phil said, like we have those 1 in 20 drops to introduce you to the fact that there are drops at all that are like on a rare table, and then we just got to somehow figure out a way to tell the player there are these rare drops that you can get, including shinies. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? One idea is maybe treat it like a loan. Set a duration for how long you can use it. Another idea is final boss of 100 strength. Oh, he's saying Dionama, which I think is how you say the name. Dionama, or is it Dianama? Does anybody know? We'll figure it out. But
he put it in chat earlier, but it's actually humanoid backwards.
So his name's just humanoid.
That's sick. Okay, but like, what do we call him though?
I call him Dio, but I mean,
I
guess it's up to you.
Maybe we'll call him Dio. Okay. So he says final boss of 100 strength is you fight your own dad for his shiny board. Dude, fighting your own dad is like a crazy mythological trope.
Such a crazy twist, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick.
I was thinking like if you could fight Mayor Niall would also be a pretty sick like ending. Like you find out he's an evil guy, like basically Emperor Palpatine.
Alternative ending, like that'd be funny.
No, the worst ending is Mayor Niall is your dad. But anyway, all right. So anyway,
real father.
Crazy lore drop.
What or like maybe like Mayor Nile is like trying to like date your mom. But anyway, all right. So moving along here. All right. Someone says emotional damage. Okay. I think shiny. Imagine like that's like a type like emotional damage.
Psychic, bro.
It's like double super effective.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so I think shiny default skateboard immediately could be OP. However, if it's shiny and only partially scales to level, that would confuse player about how shinies work. I agree with that. How about an NPC showcases a shiny board? That'd be sick too. Like, what if Ava just has a shiny board at the beginning and she's like, "Check out my shiny board. I just got it from, Turtle Warriors. It was a 1 in 2,000 drop. It's great. Like we could have tons of. We did like if we build like
so many ways
the main,
to skin the cat.
Like if we build the main fun things about the game into the actual quests and into like your interaction with NPCs, I feel like that's going to be a huge plus, right?
Yeah.
Like someone could be like, "Hey, I'm trading my nature skill."
Exactly, and I think what's awesome about that is it's maybe a little bit more of the show don't tell. Have you heard of that about that in storytelling?
100%, yeah.
The show don't tell.
Totally. We need more opportunity, and like especially with when we asked if the quests suck in the game right now. Like I think like we got like more than half of the people said yes, they suck.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with it is that there's just so much like unnecessary information in the quests. And like, I even tried to make them as condensed as possible, but like, it doesn't work. And it's too much like trying to tell like a subtle story that's like not really valuable to the player. So if we could instead make the point of the story be things related to the game, not like, this person hates this person, but instead it's like this person got a shiny drop, this person's training their skill level. This person is, trying to save up boards to disintegrate them. That kind of thing would be more like important information to be part of the quest, where you can show the fun of the game through the quest versus just kind of like randomly, I don't know, just like trying to like almost like put filler like quest. By the way, these are the first quests I've ever written in my life, that's part of the reason why they suck. We got to kind of, twist them to be a little bit more game related, I
will say with the quests, I do like that they bring you to like certain area, like the boss quests, like kind of introduce you to the boss areas, and like the Oleg or however you pronounce that, the tentacle shop quest. It's like you get to find out about the disintegrator. I like the quests that either like, bring you to a new area and or introduce you to like some, something skill wise in the game. Like,
totally.
The one I don't like is or I guess here I like it like story wise, like the whole oil spill. I do like the whole like step process, like the whole reason of the quest. But I just don't like that it's not really. I mean, I guess it is a quest, right? But I don't like that it doesn't really like give you anything, or it doesn't like introduce you like something for a skill or anything like that. It's more just like a story and gathering items.
You're totally right. You're totally right. So like what we could do.
Do you think you'd enjoy it? Do you think you'd enjoy it more if like you couldn't progress forward in the game without completing it?
Yes and no. I think like if it was like it hard locked me to not know like a skill, I wouldn't like it. Like if I couldn't, like maybe like a certain skill or a couple skills, that makes sense. But like if every single skill is like you can't do this skill until you do this quest, then
you think it'd be more satisfying?
I think it'd be more satisfying, or like even like learning about these different like I keep going back to it, but it's like the disintegrator, or like little things that are kind of like hidden, like the first couple turns around of exploring, but it's like, oh, you doing this quest literally like brings you straight there, or within that you like find out about it. So then it's like, I can utilize this for my skill, or this is given to me to like do the skill.
Yeah, I think having purpose, but between the basically purpose hidden inside of the quest, or whatever the opposite of hidden would be, very visibly. Having purpose while you're doing these things would make it feel less of a um, waste of time, basically.
Yeah, so that's important as we like add new quests to the game and as we possibly revisit just some of the details of the current quest, is that like you liked the Tentacle Thugs quest because it showed you something that you probably wouldn't have known about unless you did that quest, which is like the Tory Thug basement, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if you just have at least one thing like that, that it doesn't even have to necessarily lock you out of the area, but it could as well. But it could just like show you something that you would have never known without. And I think that's one of the problems with that quest is that it's more like, you know, the quest is more of like a, almost like we just had all these NPCs set up in Tory Village and we're like, okay, what story can we tell with all these NPCs? But like, it doesn't actually show you, like, even if there was something in like Boss Frack's office, which is like down by the oil river, like if there was just some reason to being there. Cause one of the problems with that area is like, there's no reason to be there except for the quest, right? Like you go down there, you're like, oh, that's cool that there's this little thing here. But like, it's not like you found something valuable there, you know, like, imagine if there's like some, you know, secret way to get oil that's like used for the energy drinks or something like that, that you find out through that quest. Like you just see it while you're down there, or, you know, you could have like different NPCs, like higher level oil workers that are like down by the oil place, you know, or like you could even like move, jacked. You could even move where the oil workers are. Cause right now they're like kind of like bumped up against the Tory Warriors. Yeah, the jacked. Sorry, I like had a delayed reaction. The jacked oil workers would work.
There's like a work. Yeah. There's a whole rec room down there.
Yeah, like flesh creature sized oil workers, basically. Like Machamp oil workers.
Right.
Which, by the way, they do have construction hats in I think I can't remember which version, like Sapphire version. They have like they're like moving like for you. Moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Wow, we're running a little long here, but I'm still down to continue here. I have a hard cutoff in like 12 to actually like 21 minutes. But
I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Okay, so when it comes to doing the new quests, just making sure that there's like like some value in the quest, I think is the big thing for you, Techno, right? Where it was like, what was the point of doing this quest except for getting this like skateboard that's basically, you know, just another waterboard?
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't like directly like tied, like this was something you had to do in the quest, like you were saying with the whole energy drink thing, potentially with the workers. You could even have like one of the workers chilling by the oil, like leaning or something, like drinking an energy drink. You know what I mean? So then it's like, you know, then you can, if you go near it, then you see like there's an area that you can collect the oil. It's like used can or something. And then that just like, you know, exposes you to like little more things in the game, you know, instead of it being directly tied to the quest, like, oh, you know, collect this oil or whatever, but like you just happen to notice it when you're interacting with the different parts.
I agree, and with like the Rancho Obama quest and the other newer quests, I also want to try to have like, you know, as much as we can situations where it's like actually teaching you, like if for some reason you don't know how to like process items, like making stuff with bricks or bars, maybe that could be like a step in the quest versus like go take this item to this NPC and they stamp it and then you bring it back. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you find in the current quests in the game, like anything else that's kind of like left, you know, kind of like leaves you wanting for better? Do you have any other things in the quest that you can think of?
I guess like it would be cool if some, you know, would actually have like reward of something I could like utilize and, you know, skills versus you know, like OSRs or like even like, you know, there's XP drops. I don't know about XP drops. Like, oh, you finish this quest, you get 5K fire or whatever. But more so like you get some sort of like satisfying reward for doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a quest. There's not really a quest that like really gives you something that you can like utilize, or I mean, yeah, like I guess the boards, but the boards are kind of like you go past them really quick, or you can just enchant it.
Yeah, I think
Not
that
really.
the best one so far has been the chicken one, which has the most annoying dialogue. But the chicken quest has the best one, which unlocks this whole giant, like, massive area of the Pokédex. Where if you don't do the chicken quest, you don't have access to doing that, you know? And you unlock this. For me it was satisfying to unlock the ability to get on my chicken grind, you know?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, to me, like no matter what, it always reminds me of like chompy bird hunting. Like it's such like a random thing that it's like, oh, here's your thousands of chompy birds. Like here's your little hat to like signify that you've done it. You know. But it's just like a funny little niche thing that you can like do on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did the Chompy hat grind because I was in like a pure clan back in the day in OSRS, and I had like a one defense pure, and actually at one point I had like a 30 defense pure, which was kind of like the tanks of the pure clan. But anyway, one of the like signals of like of status would be like you walk into the they were called P2P minis, which is like basically like little clan wars that you do like 5v5. And I just noticed one time, like someone had like this cool like chompy hat with the 5 feathers, and it's just like such a flex, even though it's like insane the amount of chompy kills you have to get. I forgot, it was like 5,000 or something. But it was just like such a status symbol. So like I definitely like grinded for the chompy hats back in the day. This would be like 2009 or something like that. But yeah, good time, and I think that definitely inspired the chicken grind. But I think one problem with the chicken grind right now is that it's such a like blocker to like completing the Powdex, basically. What do you think about that?
I love it. It's literally feels like just rolling the dice. It's so fun that they'll hold eggs inside of them. So you basically just have to get like, 20 or so, and then you could just keep on hatching and hatching and hatching. I personally am a fan of it.
What do you think about hatching eggs right now in general? Is that an annoying thing to do, or is it
Oh,
okay?
yeah. Okay, so what's annoying is just the bank. Like I want to keep one of every pal, and just the organization right now, it's hard to keep track of which pals I have, and I'd want to keep the lowest. You know how you get the number of what number it was hatched.
Yes.
I want to keep like the lowest numbers. I don't want to be sacrificing my number 0 pals, you know?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
those are going to be rare in the future. I'm going to be able to sell those to like get my kid through college, you know?
So if we already we already discussed this, but just to confirm, would just not counting hatch numbers be sufficient for you? Like after a certain
That would
number.
be terrible.
After a certain number.
Oh, after
So like
no,
after
because
number
people
200.
are going to want people are going to want the 1 millionth, hatch. People are going to want
Oh,
the
that's
the
interesting.
420th hatch or the 69th hatch. Those are going to become rare items.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
That's my thought process. But if it becomes too much of a stumbling block, maybe
Yeah.
maybe only the top 100 would do. You know.
But you just want to be able to deposit your pals and have them all be on one square in the bank.
I just want to. Yeah, I basically want a. How can I not think of it right now? What's the thing in Pokemon where you deposit Pokemon? The
Box storage,
Why can't I not think of what the box storage is inside of? But
Bill's PC.
the PC. Right, exactly. Bill's PC. Yeah, basically that.
Wait, so you want something that's not your bank to put your pals in?
Well, something adjacent to the bank where I just have to select. Okay, now I'm looking at my eggs and my pals.
Okay, so you don't like that you can store pals like items.
I don't like that you've boiled down these sentient creatures to a commodity. It's like like right alongside by
No,
like gold.
we can actually do PAL storage. Like that's not even a like we
Yeah.
could totally
PAL
do that.
storage would be so cool. I really do think that'd be cool. And to be able to just organize eggs, like maybe they do consolidate to only 3 levels of hatching, and they don't have as good memory when you put them in the bank of remembering exactly how many steps are on them. Because I don't think anyone loves that their eggs are like a mess
Yeah.
inside
Okay, what if we just
their
treat
egg.
eggs like PALs, like where they go in the PAL storage as well, kind of like eggs in Pokemon.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So,
I would still like them separated, but
what do you mean
yeah.
separated?
You know, like having an infirmary type of like all the eggs are here and all the actual pals are
Oh,
here,
okay.
you know.
Okay, so
But
like
I mean if I could just get both of those into a unique storage unit, I would love
Yeah,
that.
like almost just like different tabs, like an egg tab, and then like a
Right, yeah.
type of egg
But
almost.
yeah, and I already do that by doing that in the bank system right now. But still, I'd want an easier way of doing it where I don't have to scroll over to my PAL tab to deposit all my eggs and my which all have unique IDs on them.
yeah, what if there were like basically three banks? I mean, I hate to say this in a way where you think that I'm gonna like where you think that this is too lazy, but basically, okay, but this wouldn't actually be that lazy because
Yeah.
you open up the bank and
Hmm.
there's like three meta tabs that are even above the tabs.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
This is like your item bank, your PAL bank,
Right.
and your egg bank. Now we don't call them
Yes.
PAL bank and egg bank. Maybe we call them like box or something.
Yeah.
But whenever you try to deposit a PAL into the normal bank, it like switches tabs for you to the PAL bank and then like shows you your PALs. And it deposits it.
Or yeah, I think it just when you click deposit all, it just automatically goes to where it's supposed to. Yeah.
And then as a bonus, it would like extract out the items from the PAL and put it into the items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because we don't, it's not fun taking out little 10 PAL buck, even though you
No,
found
it's
a
not.
system to
It's
do it.
so not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Like basically penny pinching your pals one by one to like to get like
Yeah,
just a,
I always feel so petty when I'm like, okay, before I toss you into the pile of coins, I'm gonna like take this little like inheritance that you got from your dad that I killed. Like,
that's crazy. Let's read the messages here. So we got your mom runs the daycare. Oh, 'cause someone says a pal daycare
ooh,
NPC, which yes, we
yeah,
definitely need that. It's not in the works yet, but it's just like right on the top of the to-do list, probably under
yeah,
a few other things. But we want daycare, and we want. We were talking about this. Like, will paying PAL bucks for daycare be too pay to win? I think that's a discussion we should quickly have, even though we're running out of time here. But and then I wanted to read before we discuss this. Someone says, Revivified says, a lot of the interesting normal PAL numbers have likely been taken out of circulation permanently via sacrificing. Very interesting. Yeah, it makes it even more rare, I
yep,
guess. We could put them back
exactly.
into circulation
No,
if they get sacrificed, but yeah, no.
I like the idea that there's some items out there
Yeah,
that you'll just never ever be able to get, and then like 10 years later it'll surface like there is still a number like 7, whatever pal, you know.
totally. Like part of the principle of property ownership is that you have the right to destroy it. All right.
Right, exactly,
So
exactly.
I know I just called Pal's property, but dang. All
Right.
right. So anyway, Burn Baby Burn Strawl says, anything other than egg carton is the wrong answer to what you would call the Pal box.
Egg
Pal, yeah, the egg box.
Yeah.
Egg
What do you
carton.
think about being able to cook eggs? What do you think about being able to boil eggs?
I love that idea personally. I think it maybe gets a little weird when you have like an oil worker egg that you're cooking, but an oil worker egg in general is kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
We were also thinking like egg sacrifice would be one way to like to basically make gosh, and the idea was that like when you sacrifice an egg, you would actually get the loot from the egg that it would have had if it hatched. So like I guess the idea is like you'd sacrifice a lot of chicken eggs. But I mean, as I'm saying it, this doesn't seem as exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me read one more thing. Yes, anything limited by PAL Bucks gameplay wise, I consider pay to win. This is in response to having PAL daycare cost PAL bucks. Now, what if it wasn't limited to just PAL bucks, but you could play gold or PAL bucks? Would that still be pay to win? Because that's not limited by PAL bucks, but you can pay. I mean, I think it still might become a little bit pay to win, which we want to avoid pay to win at all costs. But we also want people to pay. So I think the answer to that is pay to lose. But really, at the end of the day, it's pay to flex, right? So like, pay to flex is like the answer, is like the way you monetize without doing pay to win. Phil, Techno, do you guys have any thoughts on this?
Not really.
I mean, on the money wise, like I think pay to flex would be like I would look at like 99% of things to add to buy with PAL bucks.
Yeah,
like I would 100% like I mentioned, like like anything that doesn't like nullify like hoodies. Like I think like hoodies should still be like a flex that you earn in game.
totally.
But like the VFX or like like I think some of them could be to the drink, but some of them could be. It could even almost be like the drink effects could be towards the top hat, like towards the top. The VFX could almost be like at your feet or something, or like the trail, depending on how you wanted to do it. But just like things like that, I think like I would 100%, a little like extra flex while I'm doing things. Or when you said like different effects while you do tricks, that'd be awesome too. Like little things like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like emotes and basically tricks are kind of like a more complicated emote. So if you could have like some crazy, effects that happen when you do the trick, or maybe you like do it in a interesting way, like, I think these are. You could also have like tricks themselves be something that you could pay to get like different kinds of tricks, but then that becomes, the only way that would work is if it doesn't change the actual effect of the trick, because like it's got to be like cosmetic only. Okay, someone says, let us cook all the eggs, not just the raw bacon ones. Then you get an omelet, which is greater food. Strawwell says, pay to flex is fair, as long as it is only cosmetic. I agree. So we want to have a Patreon set up this week. Finally, we've been kind of waiting on that. Now, we want some like pay to flex things be part of the Patreon, and we're thinking like a badge next to your name in game might be cool. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
A badge next to your name in game.
Yeah.
I think
how there's the OG badge.
I think that would be cool. Yeah.
So like that's just like one basic thing. The other thing would be, should we have like a special hoodie that you get for like being a backer? What do you think?
Special hoodie?
Yeah, like a Patreon hoodie, basically. I
think it would be cool, like it's just like a little extra.
Maybe there is like a premium side of the POW decks where it's premium. Does that make sense? Like,
well, like the limited is kind of like that, right? But we could also have a separate. Because there are a lot of things in the limited decks right now that we've kind of discussed this in past Q&As, but you can't get those items. But like the answer to that would be like making old battle passes, old POW passes like re-engageable. Okay. Before we end this Q&A, because I gotta go pretty soon. I almost forgot that I wanted to share this idea with you guys. Okay, so one thing that I think could help break up the game loop in like an interesting way would be some way, and like tell me if you guys can think of ways to make this even better than what I'm suggesting. So imagine like a scroll or like a little kind of bank card looking thing that you somehow get in the game. I haven't even thought of how you get it from the game. But let's say you've got it in your inventory. You click on it and it shows you like, hey, collect these 4 items, and then you get this prize basically for collecting these 4 items. So an example would be like, you could have it match the NPC. So it could be like, to get this shiny skin, you have to get the shiny Ground Buddy hoodie, shiny Ground Buddy skateboard, shiny Ground Bunny Pow.
Goodness.
And then you get those 3, and then you unlock like the shiny Ground Bunny skin, for example. That's like one example. But another,
That's a crazy quest to put someone on.
well, yeah, well, other people have gotten full sets, right? Like,
Yeah.
like
Because
for example,
the-
Techno
it-
has a few full sets, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
So like you could do that. You could also do something way simpler, like get like, you know, a Tory Warrior skateboard and a Turtle Warrior skateboard, and you get like, you know, a prize for getting just like those 2.
A Tory turtle
Yeah.
skateboard.
Yeah, okay, you could do something like that where it's like a custom item, but it could also just be like you get like Battle Pass
Gold
XP books. You
Or
could,
how about some teleports? If there was some kind of quest I could go on to get some OG Island teleports, I would do that quest over and over if I could.
yeah.
And it's basically the chicken hoodie. It's basically the chicken quest. That's how. But yeah, imagine like awarding players with just food or some teleports. It doesn't have to be XP books or some kind of shiny skin.
like
But
giving
the shiny skin one is pretty smart.
it could even be just an achievement, right? Like this achievement is getting this full set of items. You know, and then every time you do an achievement, you get points that can be like spent in a special achievement shop or something like that. I don't know, just something where it's like helping you set those goals of like, I want to get this item next. And also having the ability to like say, no, I don't want to do this. You know, I'm throwing this away
Yeah.
or selling it or giving it to my friend or something. The general idea
What
is
do you
like,
think about? Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
What do you think about if players wear an entire set, like they wear the ground bunny hoodie with the ground bunny wielding the board and having the POW? What if they got like some kind of boost from that? Is that something that sounds good to you or no?
I mean, I
They
like the
got
idea
some
of
kind
a
of set
benefit.
boost.
I love the idea of having a
Yeah.
benefit. It's just the only thing is like we don't want to like make it so that you have to do this in order to be like
Right.
competitive. You know what I
The
mean?
strongest, right? Yeah.
Because then it's like, let's say you get like a new shiny board, and it's like, oh, I can't even use it because it's gonna ruin my my set bonus,
Yeah.
basically. But like
Right.
having certain like cool little, you know, bonuses based on that would be cool.
Yeah.
As long as it's just not too OP. I like the idea of it being like an achievement though to collect the sets or getting like a skin or something like that.
Yeah.
But just my ideas for the thought. Someone says the almighty Tory tool, like Tory Warrior and Turtle.
The
skateboard.
Toidle, the Tory
Toy-
tour,
Toidle.
The Toidle.
Total works. And achievements sound
Toidle.
great. Oh yeah, gosh. The other thing we need is like Steam achievements. A lot of people have asked because those.
Yes,
That's
that'd
great.
be awesome.
It's great for promoting the game too, because then we can see
Yeah.
when you go on the
And when
Steam
it's on
page.
PlayStation, it could be getting it platinum or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, unless you have to go.
No, go
Two
ahead.
things I'll say like super quick, just to tie it to a last Q&A, and I've been thinking about it. I did send you a message about it too.
Yeah, backpacks. I haven't gotten a chance to reply, but yeah, let's see it, dude.
So one thing, like we were talking about, like an end game reward thing for skills. I think instead of like skill capes, I think especially with Pow Vista, skill backpacks would be amazing. Like,
Dude, yes,
it-
that's genius.
and it would be a fourth slot. So instead of having 3 equipables, we'd add a fourth one. So it's like you still have your hoodie, but then you would you'd wear it over the hoodie, so you can still flex the hoodie instead of it just like replacing it.
It makes so much sense with the skater like theme.
Yeah, because when I'm growing up playing Tony Hawk and whatnot, I always would make when I created my character, I'd always be making them like wear a full backpack on when they're doing tricks. I don't know. To me, it always like looks so cool when they
Yeah.
have that big old bag on their back. But like I made a whole list of them. I mean, if anything, it'd probably be like next Q&A. But I kind of like came up with like general ideas for rewards that I thought were pretty like not busted, but like definitely like beneficial for finally completing the skills. So that's one thing that I was just gonna bring up. I think skill backpacks would be amazing as like a level 100 reward. And then 2, with that being introduced, potentially You guys brought it up last Q&A. Powdex. I think Powdex rewards would be huge, and it could almost be a way to introduce even like base backpacks. Like it could be like a beginner tier or starter backpack that could have some sort of base reward for getting like the OG Island section done. And part of it, I was thinking maybe each tier of backpack, maybe there's like 4 or 5 tiers, gives you extra bag space potentially.
Yeah.
So like the most basic one could give you like 2 extra spots, and then like you would have some sort of perk. And then like whereas a skill backpack, or if you complete the Powdex, it would be an equivalent. It would be like 8 or 10 extra slots, but then you would also get the whatever the perk is while wearing the backpack. So
Yeah.
I created like a whole list, one for each skill, and potentially the ice skill. That I was like thinking of like what would be cool, like little like after to continue using the skill. So that's something we can definitely I can bring back up on next Q&A. But I think it would be amazing to have that, one as a reward, and 2 as a skill, the final skill reward.
Love the idea.
I love that idea so much, Techno. That's genius, dude. I can't believe I didn't think about that sooner. Like that's the perfect like accessory for a skater. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, like hoodie, backpack, board. I think that's pretty sick. I mean, if I was even to add on to that, it would be like if we separated the hoodie from the pants and had like like goblin pants or something. And then shoes and then shoes as well are a great one to like add as an additional item to be equipable. But just focusing on backpacks for a second, Techno, can you share with us like what your personal favorite idea for a skill backpack would be from your list?
Like the perks that you get for
like you shared with me like a list of all the different skills and how the backpacks would work as like the level 100 skill reward. Can you share like which one would be your favorite out of those?
I mean, okay. I guess I mean if people know me in game, probably the electric one would probably be my all-time favorite one, just because the perk that I made. I mean, the perk that I put for it, just because it's like akin to like other skill capes in OSRS, you get teleports. It's like since it's the skill that makes teleports, you'd be able to like while you have the backpack equipped, any teleport that you can make, you'd be able to use. Like it would, like you wouldn't have to make them anymore. It's like your reward is you can just use teleports.
Yeah, sort of like flying Pokemon.
Exactly. Or like I forget. I'm trying to think of what like the achievement diary cape. You can teleport to any of the like instructors. So it's like you could use any of the teleport stones. Basically,
That's sick.
I think that'd be awesome.
I love it.
That's probably my all-time favorite. I think my second one, honestly, would be the nature one. It would be a toggleable. It would auto convert your logs into like sticks, or whenever like
that's
something
sick.
gets added to the game, like auto convert it to sawdust, like some like low to mid tier
that's
like
sick.
processing thing. So then it's like, oh, I already hit 100 woodcutting or nature, then I can like, this is a reason for me to still do it while I don't have to keep banking. I can just to make it for a different skill.
Wait, does the mining one or the earth one, does it auto convert your coal into coal bricks?
I mean, I could increase the percentage. What I did for the earth is that you get 50% chance, just 50% chance to get double resources.
Okay.
So it's just you're just getting more.
Fortune 3.
Higher tier. The big one, I guess steel would be a huge one for people. I think coal costs are halved, but it can't cost less than 1. I think that'd be a huge one as well.
Definitely if that applies to coal bricks as well, because then you could make
coal bricks would be 2, instead of 4.
But then like smelting, for example, you could smelt 8 gold bars with 1 coal brick. Because if the coal cost was half, because it's a minimum of 1 coal. I forgot about that. But
Well, because then you wouldn't want to do like a quarter of a core,
yeah,
or whatever it is. So
yeah,
so
yeah, you're totally right. But that's definitely an interesting idea. So Strala says, true, I like it. Um, a very cool way to have skill capes, but still give it an independent identity. Dope idea.
Yeah.
Make it drop from Guardians. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick before.
Oh, that would be cool.
Well, like maybe, but like at the same time, weren't we talking about how last week
We
about
want the
how
instant reward.
we want there to
Yeah.
be some
yeah.
reward, like especially for skillers too, who aren't
Yeah.
like bossers. You know what I mean? Like people who kill
Yeah.
bosses. We want, you know what I mean? Like there,
Yeah.
it'd be cool if you could have like a level 1 in all skills account, but then except for HP obviously, and then but like they got level 100 nature, but like they're able to still have that backpack without having to kill the
Yeah.
guardian. But I don't know,
Right.
like what do you guys think about that?
I think it should be an instant reward, and I'm sold on the idea that you need to be wearing a backpack to enter the thing.
What if like the guardian backpack has the same ability of the skill backpack, but it's just like a different look? I don't know, or like maybe it has one thing is different about it or something, or maybe it's just different in a different like in a combat sort of way. Maybe it gives you some kind of combat boost to that skill, like like nature attacks, hit 5% harder, or every nature attack you do does like echo damage or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that where it's combat related, because then only people who are like focused on the combat aspect of that skill will like get that benefit. I don't know. That's just one idea. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think you could just keep it tied to the whole like. I would have the backpack as like that's like your reward for 100. Like maybe you use gold or something to buy it, akin to like skill capes. But if you want that extra flex, then it would be like you fight the guardian to get the guardian drops of like the guardian pal or the guardian.
Yeah.
I'd probably keep those separate. Like it doesn't even have to be. I think the like percent increases that could be tied to more. That was another thing, but I could go on forever. I was gonna say like
No, go
I'm
ahead.
curious to why you decided for damage wise, like especially like the damage bonus, or like when you fight something, you use a strength versus the weakness, right? You have like the 1.25, right? I think is the
Yeah.
damage increase. Why did you settle on 1.25? I'm just curious. Like
Okay.
what?
So the reason I did that instead of 2x is just that the numbers would be like, it would be like so high. The hits would, like anything that 2x's your damage is just like so, we could change it to 2x if we wanted to. Is that basically what you're asking? Like 1.25x versus 2x?
Not even 2x. I'm just saying increasing. Like it could be like 1.5 or one, like whatever feels right. Like it could be test 1.3, 1.4, whatever that magic number is. I
Yeah.
was
Do you
just
think it's
curious
just
why.
not very noticeable right now?
I
Is
mean,
that
just
what it
like
is?
doing that, like when I was using like the max hit calculator and like how much you can even hit, like a maxed account can hit for, I was like, dang, like I feel like it'd be, especially if we add some more like mid or like a couple higher tier healing foods, like it's
Yeah.
almost like you can't stack. Like that's why I'm trying to come up
Yeah.
with some like cool like aggressive drinks that you could kind of like stack somebody out if you timed it correctly, but it almost feels like you can't even like in a 1v1 scenario
Yeah.
um
You can't like drop
like,
someone. You can't like
Yeah.
gmaul someone to death. Like it'd be cool if there's some sort of way to increase or maybe even guarantee a critical hit that like is literally a 2x hit, and maybe it's by doing a specific trick and then your next hit is a guaranteed crit and there's a cooldown on that or something. It's sort of like an ultimate move. What do you think about that, Steven?
Yeah. I think we were talking, Techno and I have discussed in the past about this as well, but like having certain energy drinks give your character basically a special attack, like an ult that you were talking about.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
so like when I think about the special attacks that I enjoyed from old school RuneScape, for example, it's like the DDS hit,
GDS.
the Gmaul
Yeah.
hit, the any like dark bow hit is another one, but you could do that with like snowballs or ice javelins, where it's like you throw two projectiles and they're both gonna, if they hit, they're gonna hit really high. And so the reason for the 1.25x multiplier on super effective was just that I wanted there to be like room to increase. I'd rather have it be like damage is too low and like we can power creep up from there, rather than like having
to nerf
already everyone's hitting like 37s on cursed NPCs or on players, and it's like every hit with 0 cooldown you're just hitting like a 37. Instead, if there was like an energy drink that makes you be able to hit like a 25 times 2, if it was like a DDS style hit, where 2 damage rolls happen, that like takes out 50 HP, like we can always power creep higher, you know what I mean? Like it's not hard to power creep. What's hard is to like unpower creep.
Because then you got people feeling a little weaker than normal. You want to like feel like you're empowering people.
Sure. And then I guess you can like add things that are like that lower people's damage against you, but then like that's never fun to do, right? Like for the player, especially like in the PvP situation. But like like we don't want it to be like you can hit like a 150 on someone. You know what I mean? Like that's, I think probably the limit we want is like you can hit like well then again, I mean, I guess
maybe you do want a falcon punch. It just has to be like low chance, like high skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want there to be a guaranteed way to hit 150, right?
Right.
That's about it. I mean, because then it's just like you can one hit anybody.
Sacrifice 10,000 POW bucks and your next hit deals 1 million damage.
Yeah. We don't want the PvP scene to be like you just like have an ult ready and then you go and you use your ult on someone and then you run away, right? Like although that like obviously that happens in RuneScape, but like we just don't want it to be where that's the only viable way to do it,
like strategy.
But instead we want to have but like what's good about the current situation is that we have lots of ways we can like power creep up from here, right? So like the energy drinks are definitely going to be like a form of power creep when in like a positive way that will increase the max hit for people. If there's an energy drink that you drink and then you basically do double damage on your next hit, that's one example.
I think it'd be really cool if you hit during like a skate event, like while you're doing like a hit midair or something like that. If that was a guaranteed max hit, that'd be.
Oh, that's an interesting one. A guaranteed max hit?
Yeah, so just your normal, like whatever your maximum possible hit is, if you hit somebody while doing a skate event, like it's just a guaranteed max hit.
I mean, that's interesting because it does look sick when you're doing that. It looks awesome.
It looks cool when you hit people midair, yeah.
That might actually...
What were you going to say, Techno?
Yeah, go ahead, Techno.
Oh, I know. I mean, that I was thinking about for a while, too. Or if you could somehow hit them from the back, you know what I mean? But I don't know, like, what classes, if you're turning or, like, latency-wise, like, how consistently can you hit someone in the back? But, yeah, if you hit
like a backstab? That's a sick idea. That's so sick.
Yeah, you can like manage to hit them, like hit them from the side and then hit them from the back. Then it's like you do more, increased damage from people to get that off.
Yeah, I agree. Also, if we go on with like the 360 thing with the trick, like maybe doing a 360 with the hit, even like makes it higher.
Dude,
it would be pretty sick. I love the idea of like doing a 360 to like get more XP or even just to increase the buff, right?
Dude, or make it longer, make it last long.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's great. Anyway, guys, I could keep going on, but I do have to go. I have an appointment at 6. I'm actually, Phil, I don't know.
15 minutes, bro. Get out of here.
Well, it's okay to be late. It's like a party style thing. I'm actually going to see Uncle Gabe right now, Phil.
Awesome.
Because he's in town.
Sick, dude.
And like everyone's going to...
Give him a kiss for me.
Oh, okay. But it's at Uncle Corey's house. He's like getting pizza and stuff. So sorry you're going to miss it. But I don't know how much of this information is relevant to everyone besides, the stalkers out there who are trying to hunt me down. But anyway, all right, guys. Have a great day, everyone. I want to apologize one more time for the situation in the servers right now. You are going to be experiencing occasional lag. In fact, maybe very frequent. lag.
Just hop on World 10 when it's available.
Yeah, the problem is then everyone goes to World 10, then that one crashes.
Yeah.
But, like I woke up today and World 10 had crashed sometime during the night. I'm not sure what caused it, but anyway, the point is it's going to be fixed soon. This is not forever, and we're going to do everything in our power to make this never happen again. So thank you for putting up with the server lag issues currently, and maybe we'll create a victims fund for everyone to get
Victims fund.
to get some kind of compensation. Like anyway. We'll see. I mean, no promises on that. All right, guys. I'll see you all later. Yeah. Thank you for coming out. So, write that down. Write that down. All right. See ya.
See you guys.